In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. No. Good after. It's Aaron in the afternoon. It's back. Welcome to a fun little experiment that's brought about by the Vikings playing the Bears tonight at 7 o'clock and my desire to keep us ahead of red ink here on Steel Toe. I do want to throw a huge thank you out. As you can see, earlier today, Johnny and I took a butt fucking. I mean, we got beat. We took an $80 loss only after taking 100 or taking 50 from the 100 we were ahead from the evening. In hindsight, maybe we should have just made it 100 ahead for the morning instead. But we felt like the morning didn't need any help because we were already $50 ahead. And so it technically would have been a 130 loss. It's a 180 or it's an $80 loss, but then, and I know that people who hate Steel Toe and who count our coppers and count our pennies and count our nickels, I know they're not going to like this, and that's kind of why I like it more. Dina came in with $50. Thank you, Dina. So now what that's going to do is if we knock out the 150 tonight, and then the 30 that's left over from this morning, I'll go up until kickoff. I'll go up until the beginning of the Vikings game tonight, and we'll go 3 hours. Naturally, if you knock out the 150, we'll do 2.5. But as it stands right now, we're going 4 to 6. I don't know if anybody's even going to watch this. We're going at, I talked about it last night. I talked about it this morning, but that was it. So I don't even know if this is going to be viewed by people, this 4 to 6 show. But hey, you know what? I think if it works out, we make a shitload of money and everything goes really well and we end up doing 3 hours, I would be amenable to switching to this permanently. Poignant. I don't mind this at all. Like being done at 6 o'clock and like having a night. Wouldn't be so bad rather than 7 to 9. The reason we did 7 to 9 was because, I would get the kids home. Everyone else would be home from work. They can hang out, watch the show, whatever. I know a lot of people are still at work right now. But we did it because I wanted to make the 150. People are saying, you're just doing this show right now for the money. Yes, of course. I've prepped a very good show. We've got plenty of things to talk about. We've got clips on clips and stories on stories. But so I am putting in an effort, but I'm also doing it for the money. So that kind of works. MSO says grift. There's a little. I think it's about 35% grift. 65% need to do a show. So I'll give you 35% grift, MSO. If you and I can agree on that, we're straight up. We're good to go. JJ Dewey says, I'm watching. Keep up the good. Where's JJ Dewey been? There's a name I haven't heard in forever. Old JJ Dewey. Thank you, pal. And thank you, Dina, for that $50 after the morning show today. So that's basically what it is. $150 comes in today, this afternoon. We'll go to overtime, and then we'll consider it a successful day for the toe. If we miss, we'll go till 6. If we knock out that pesky 30 from this morning, I'll do an extra hour instead of an extra half hour. Here's what it looks like right now. The Chad Buzamach donor ratings. In first place is Crunchy with $160. In second place is Dina with $50. Red Fox Mad now has $44. He threw in $4.99 just before the show started. Says, come on, everyone, let's go. Follow me and donate money to this awesome show. Go Vikings. Let's beat the Bears. Vikings 30, Bears 6. Thank you, Red Fox Mad. That's very kind of you. And the man's right. I mean, if everyone follows Red Fox Mad, we got this thing hammered out. Red Fox Mad is in third place, and Miss Tay is in fourth with $30. So pretty cheap to get up on the board. Oh, and also, as far as that 150 goes tonight, I think we can do a little something for you. The Stoney's gift cards came, so I got last month's mailed out. Those are gone. Those are out. Those are good. And I do need, if Neil and Stephanie are watching today's show, I did not get information from Neil or Stephanie. I need information from them. Those are the only two holdouts from the last set of Stoney's gift cards. If I hear from them, we'll get them sent out. And then in honor of the Stoney's, I like what MSO says, Stoney's grift card. We got to call them the Stoney's grift cards from now on. If we get rid of all the Stoney's grift cards tonight, I'm going to mail them tomorrow. We're just going to get them out right away since I got all the stuff laying around. We'll just send those out right away. So here's how it works. Anybody who drops in $20 on PayPal, Streamlabs, or Venmo tonight, anybody who throws in 20 is getting $50 to Stoney's as a thank you for your donations to this program. So fire away. All the links are right there in the chat. If you want to click one of them, throw in $20. We'll put your name on a $50 Stoney's gift card. And all you need to do is send us your contact information if we don't have it already, and we'll get that sent out to you. So, new Stoney's, that's how I'm hoping we're going to knock out tonight's goal, is a lot of very thirsty and hungry people watching the show at off hours. We're 3 hours early because the Vikings kick off at 7. But again, here's how it works. We will sit here and struggle through a show if we don't knock out the 150. We will do a half hour of overtime if we knock out the 150, and we will do 3 hours, or we will do 1 hour, not 3 hours of overtime, 1 hour of overtime if we do 180, if we do an extra 30. So, thank you guys very much in advance. Let's go ahead and throw in a few bucks, get that started, and wash away the bad taste from this morning and bring it back to the good here on the toe. Speaking of sports, man, look, I always tell people this. They're like, when they hear about the show, they go, hey, do you ever talk sports on your show? And I'm like, dude, I'd love to talk sports on my show. I'd love to dedicate an hour to sports talk every fucking day. My audience hates sports talk. They don't like it. I don't know how, like, one of the biggest sports fans out there does a show, attracts tens of thousands of people to his show, and yet no, they all hate sports. They all can't stay. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to discuss it. Nothing. So I'm sad. Like, would I love to do a 2-hour Vikings show today? I'd love to. It would be great. I'd get yelled at. I'd get criticized. I'd make no money. So it would be like most shows, just with the yelling and the quit talking about sports, you homo, and other words like that. Let's go ahead and get into stuff here. I'm sure you guys are just grabbing those cards and throwing in contributions and getting this knocked out and totally killing my anxiety from this morning. Speaking of sports, apparently the NBA is having a really bad ratings crisis this year. They're down like 40%. And the league is trying to figure out why. And I think it's Timu Donald Sutherland, Spurs coach Greg Popovich. I've always hated Greg Popovich, mostly because of the Garnett Duncan era. It really has nothing to do with politics. It's just I loved Kevin Garnett, and everyone always thought Tim Duncan was better than he was, and the Spurs always kicked the shit out of us, so I hated their coach. But then as I got older, I realized, oh, wow, Greg Popovich is a giant fucking bleeding heart pussy. And between Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr, I don't know who the bigger fucking pussy in the NBA is. I think it's probably Pop. Like, Pop is really bad. You bring up Trump, and this guy breaks out in hives, and he has to start shouting. He turns into the bitchy Hulk, like a Jewish, whiny, incredible Hulk, just without the strength. It's just rage. It's blind TDS rage. I don't know if anybody asked him about Trump in this interview, or I don't know if he decided to volunteer verbal diarrhea about the president, but Pop was on one. How are the Spurs doing this year? Are they struggling? That would make a lot of sense. If the Spurs weren't doing well, that would explain why Pop is so bitchy. By the way, speaking of Pop, Corn Pop with 99 cents. Thank you very much, buddy. Spurs record. How are they doing this year? 13-13, 11th place in the West. So they're not doing great. They're doing okay, but they're not doing great. Well, Greg Popovich gave us all an insight last night into why the NBA might be struggling.
So he's pathetic. He's small. He's a whiner. We all know that.
We need to get that for the intro to this show. That needs to be part of any new intro montage we do. Start that over again.
So he's pathetic. He's small. He's a whiner. We all know that. But you wouldn't have him babysit your kids. You wouldn't hire him if you had a small business. You want that man in your business?
Yes. Yes, the man's done an incredible job running many businesses. And the ones that have failed, he declares bankruptcy for you and gets you out from all your investor debt. I don't know. The guy seems pretty fucking good to me. Yes. Because I know if I bring in Donald Trump to run my business, I'm either going to get a guy who's going to turn it into a massive success with lots of eyeballs on it, or I'm going to get a guy who's going to get me out of all my debts if I fuck it up and it goes belly up. I've got my ass covered with Donald Trump.
There's no way. But we're going to vote for him for president? Because he's strong? I mean...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, those two with all their business experience and acumen, I should definitely vote for them instead.
Kamala Harris whipped his ass in the debate. Just obviously. And he's running ever since. He doesn't want any part of her. Because, as she said before, she's eaten many of his type for lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very definition of cope. Oh, come on, Pop. Come on. You're a great basketball coach. You got a few championship rings. You've coached Hall of Famers. Don't do this. There's no reason to do this.
As an attorney general, as a prosecutor, he's
What? She's never dealt with people like Donald Trump when she was a prosecutor. He's not a black, nonviolent drug offender. That's what she dealt with as a prosecutor.
a small fry compared to some of the people she's gone after.
Yeah.
And he knows.
Some have probably been your former players.
It. So all he can do is cut people down, and do what he does. We've all seen all that kind of stuff.
Be president for 4 years, win a second election.
The ones that you can be even more angry about, because he's sick. He's a damaged man. He grew up the biggest wannabe there ever was in New York, right? We all know that. He wanted to.
No, we don't all know that. I love when people do that. I love when they say, this is a personal thing I think about somebody. We all think that. Moving on. It's like, whoa, we don't all. You think that. Like, I respect that. I respect people who go, I think so-and-so's like this. And then they go on on a solid rant. Don't show me your insecurity by going, everyone thinks this. No, you think that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with you thinking that. It's just as valid when you say, I think this versus we all think this, right? In fact, it sounds more honest and straightforward if you just say, I don't give a fuck what everybody else thinks. I think this about this guy.
To be in the inner circle, but they laughed at him his whole life. Just like Obama made fun of him at that dinner, and he was about to melt.
Yeah, what happened after that dinner, Pop? I believe Trump then decided, I'm going to run for president, and then took Obama's place. What the fuck? Why? I'm going to say this in defense of Popovich. Why do you let this shit bother you so much? And why are you so public about letting other people know how much it bothers you? Like, why do you do this to yourself? There's no reason, Pop.
Angered him so bad, it was scary. But
it angered him so bad he ran for president and won. Like Bill Burr had that joke where he's like, that guy paid $50,000 for breakfast. The president shit on him, and then 2 years later he had that guy's job.
He was never accepted. He was treated like a fool, like a clown. And now he's able to just give the finger to the world because of his position now.
Right, because he's such a clown, right? Yeah. No, he's just a huge clown that nobody takes seriously and laughs at. But like by hook or by crook, he became president. There's no way that the majority of this country wants him in there and that you're out of touch. Again, multi-millionaire head basketball coach. Let's give props where props are due. One of the greatest basketball coaches who ever lived. Multiple championship rings, multiple Hall of Famers. Cannot be happy. Has to bitch about Trump. And this isn't like an I agree or I disagree with him on policy rant. This is like a he fucked my girlfriend rant. Like this is a, he took my parents home rant. This is very oddly personal for a guy who doesn't have personal business with Donald Trump. I always say this, some guys just aren't cut out to follow politics, and most of those people are in sports. Oddly enough, Pop needs to back away. Kerr needs to back away. Stephen A. Smith can handle it. We got more based Stephen A. Smith coming up on today's show.
And that's what he's doing. He's getting back at everybody because he's so small. He's going to go after everybody, just like we all know the generals and Mike Pence and all that. We've all heard that before.
I mean, those generals and Mike Pence said that he loves Hitler and actively tried. I love that when Trump goes back at people who actively tried to sabotage him, he's the bully. Trump's a bully. He's just a bully who, what did he do? Well, he talks shit about that extremely powerful person. It's like, bro, that's not a bully. He's just running for president. He doesn't even have the job of president. And he's criticizing a general. You understand that general has more power than Donald Trump does right now. That's not called being a bully. He's punching up. And Mike Pence tried to fuck him over. Mike Pence did fuck him over. He's allowed to hate his guts. Those generals came out and said, oh yeah, Trump totally loves Hitler. He's allowed to clown those guys.
But those people around him, the Grahams, the Cruzes, the Hawleys, the Meadows, McCarthy.
All those guys are going to have jobs in the next administration.
McConnell, all those guys.
Well, not McConnell. Fuck him.
All older white men, it so happens to be.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. The white guilt with guys like Pop and Kerr is unbelievable. God, those guys feel so bad about being honkies. It's ridiculous. I mean, these guys think because they've spent so much time around young black people that like it somehow rubs off on them and they become part black. So now they have to hate their whiteness. All these old white guys. Right, says the guy who's got Indians and black people and Polynesian women and, Democrats and Republicans in his cabinet. You're right.
They know he's an ass. They said it. I'm not saying that I think they think that. They've told us that ever since, 2015, 16, all that kind of thing. I mean, they've called him a xenophobic, a religious bigot, a racist.
That's another one that could go in the intro of this program. I like that idea. Actually, I think he took that from the Fox 9 News report.
Unfit for office, on and on and on. Their words. But they're right there with him. Do they not know that they have children and grandchildren probably that are going to lose freedom if this guy is elected?
How?
I'm not talking about a policy. I'm talking about the idea of our country.
Wow, we're going to lose the idea of our country? Oh my God, I hope Trump doesn't get in there and pardon a bunch of Chinese spies. That would be terrible. He's such a God, he's bad. He really is just a hunk of shit. King Kong Dong with $5 says, for sports talk, Eagles fly 12-2, more sports talk. Hey, if money comes in for sports talk, I love me some sports talk. Funeral director with $2 says, Johnny R. I don't know who Johnny R is. said you threatened to cut pay live. Cut pay live, true. Funeral director, if you're going to make shit up, you have to do better than that. You understand, we've been around for a long time. We're not. Funeral director, we're ahead of you on things like this. But thank you very much for the $2, funeral director. I do appreciate it. All right, we got Front Porch Conservative with 20. Wow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He says, okay, guys, let's get a win for the toe. Aaron, thanks to you and all your co-hosts that I've become familiar with because of your show. You guys have helped me laugh a lot in the mornings. Blessings to all of you. Thank you, buddy. That's very nice. Very kind of you. What do we got? 1:30 away from today. Thank you very much. 1:30 away. Remember, if you throw in 20 today, you're getting 50 to our pals at Stoney's. All our Stoney's gift cards came in today. We got the old ones sent out. Neil and Stephanie, if you can get me your info, I can get those last two sent out to you. But it's 1:30 away from today, this afternoon. Now, if we knock out to 1:30, we're going to do 30 minutes of overtime. If we knock out the 30 that we came up short this morning, we're going to do an hour of overtime. And anyone who throws 20 at us is getting 50 to Stoney's. And again, links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. Thank you, Tiger Lily, for saying that this has been a very fun show so far. You are correct. Tiger Lily, big fan of Steel Toe. Big fan, that Tiger Lily. How you doing, buddy? Rusty Grammer says, some local guy on the phone heard Aaron playing in the background and asked me if that was Steel Toe. The 36 share 4 years ago seems like an underestimate. Oh, dude, you wouldn't believe. They love the toe. Love the toe. Pants Maestro says, Butter, name the price. Aaron, you need it. I don't need it. We're fine. We're fine. $2 from Funeral Director says, so he lied. Thanks. Time to troll that liar harder. You, Funeral Director, I will say this. You do need some practice. You probably should get in there and get some work in. Yeah, I think you probably need it, buddy. So, yes, you should tell Johnny that I said Funeral Director should definitely troll a little bit harder. Loopy with $20. Thank you so much, Loopy. That's the first Stoney's out the door today. Loopy says this AM show was effing hysterical. It was a really good show. I'm really proud of this morning's show. I had people writing me today just saying, I'm not going to be able to see Sean Hannity ever again and not think Deshaun Hannity. Steel Toe has single-handedly created a new cultural phenomenon in Deshaun Hannity, and I don't think it's leaving. There were a couple classics today. Deshaun Hannity was great, and the stripper story was fucking awesome. I mean, it really was a good show. And now we're already at 1:15 for this afternoon. So I think we're going to knock out tonight, and then we're going to take care of the other 30 from this morning, and all will be set right with the world. Thank you. Oh, I should also write down, Jesus, I got to keep track. Loopy with 20. I got to keep that leaderboard up to date. Thank you, Loopy, very much. We are 1:15 away from this afternoon. Looking pretty goddamn good, guys. Thank you very much. Keep it going. And remember, $20 on PayPal, Streamlabs, or Venmo gets you 50 to Stoney's. Sam Show says Black Sean Hannity is a game changer. It's not Black Sean Hannity. It's Deshaun Hannity. He is black, but he's more than just Black Sean Hannity. Deshaun Hannity is a completely different personality. Deshaun Hannity is his own guy. He's not just Sean Hannity in blackface. He's 100% different. Do we have that thing? I didn't pull it up this morning. That Sean Hannity vape clip is one of my favorite things. This was back in 2021. So Sean Hannity was sucking down on a vape. And like, he's Mr. Straight-laced conservative, and he's an old school radio guy too. So he's all about professionalism and being on time and all that. So during the commercial break, he's puffing on the vape. He's hitting on the vape. And he doesn't know that they're back because his earpiece is out. A lot of TV guys, they take the earpiece out, let it hang, and just kind of chill during the commercial break. Well, he lost track of time, and they were trying to get his attention, and they just had to yell, "Sean!" And he didn't want his Birch Gold 60-plus audience knowing that he was vaping. So he chucked the thing. He just got rid of it. Didn't care where it went. Just whoosh, chucked it out of there. This is we do have the clip. Here it is. Uh-oh. He did not realize that his earpiece was switched off. Anyway, so he's just chilling like grandpa, smoking his pipe. He's hitting that vape.
Uh-oh.
He's got crooked fucking glasses. Sean's a mess.
Now our villain of the day, Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, because despite Swalwell's ties to a suspected Chinese intelligence asset named Fang.
You gotta give Sean Hannity this, though. He's nothing if not a pro's pro. He turns on that conservative character, just boom, right in front of you. You know, he goes from just chilling, hitting his vape to... yes, our left-wing buffoons, Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell, bunch of Chinese interminglers, if I've ever heard of a couple of them. He just gets right back into it. That's why he makes millions. He can go from hitting that vape, God knows what's in it, to just right back into the Republican talking points.
Fang, the congenital liar Schiff, is assuring everyone that Swalwell is a, quote, trusted member of the intelligence community. Of course, you can add that to the law.
Right. Eric Swalwell's a respected member of the intelligence community who just happens to fuck Chinese spies. You know, I will say this about Eric Swalwell. When it was found out that he might have fucked a Chinese spy, I was really impressed because I was definitely 100% on the Eric Swalwell's a homosexual bandwagon. And that turned out not to be true. Either that or he'll fuck pussy just to, pay his debt to China, which is impressive.
Long list of Schiff's lies. All right, that's all the time we have left. We're a little late. Let not your heart be troubled, Laura Ingram. Sorry I took your time.
Oh, wait, am I on camera right now?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I didn't know. I'm sure we'll make the headlines.
I really hate it when, I really don't appreciate it when people say conservatives aren't funny because I tell you what, that banter, those cut-ups, she's busting his balls a little, because of the vape thing. And then I don't like it when Republicans make jokes. It makes me sad. It makes me miss my Graham. Coyote NV with $4.99. Thank you, buddy. He says, I heard Christian Ponder is starting tonight. $2 from Funeral Director says, my bro, my lost interest has vid on your two money drama. Funeral Director, I have to say something, and this is for your own health. I hope you're a woman. I really do. Because if you are that interested, if that's like a thing for you that badly, you better be a bitch. Otherwise, oof, if you're a guy. But I like you, Funeral Director. Thank you for the $2. I know you're a big fan. You'd follow me anywhere, and I do appreciate that. Hey, guys, we're only 1:10 away from tonight. We're not even a half hour in. This afternoon thing is working out so far. Every $20 that comes in, you get $50 to Stoney's, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Thank you guys very much. Let's knock out that 110 and call it another win for the toe. All right, we got more on the drone thing in New Jersey. Trump broke his silence on it today. I'm like, throw me in with the lot that says these drones are looking, they're worried about some nuclear device that's missing, and they've tracked it to the United States. There was we played a video today of a U.S. military contractor who makes drones, and he said he was talking to some high-up official contacts that he has, and that they're not saying necessarily that the two are connected, but that they were really worried about some loose nukes. The loose nukes thing has been a problem ever since the Soviet Union collapsed because all these breakaway republics of the Soviet Union that declared their independence from the main Russian body of the Soviet Union, I mean, they all had nuclear weapons. You know, it's not like they were all in Moscow or they were all inside the Russian state. You know, some of them were in Georgia, Azerbaijan, you name it. Ukraine was a big one. And all of these places had nukes installed, and they just broke away from Russia, and they didn't have the infrastructure to keep track of all the nuclear weapons amidst all the political upheaval. So there's been potentially thousands of nuclear weapons that for decades have just been running around. I don't know how many, and I don't think they know how many. And now we've got these drones that are flying around New Jersey, and nobody knows why. And this guy that we watched this morning scared the shit out of me because he said his contacts are saying that the reason those drones might be flying over New Jersey is that one of those loose missing nuclear weapons from Ukraine might have found its way to New Jersey, and these drones are trying to locate it. From the air, they're trying to find out like some kind of thermal pattern, radioactivity pattern that might show us where this nuke might be. Now, that's not necessarily what's going on, but it sounds as good as any idea. And Donald Trump seems to be kind of on board with it. Let's take a look here. This is Trump with his first comments on the New Jersey drone situation. Oh, by the way, funeral director, thank you for another $2. I appreciate it. What? You and I agree. I said you're a frequent super chatter. You're a big fan. Jesus. I'm starting to think you might be a lady. You need to man up for me a little bit. You need to put a little fucking hair on your chest when you send in these super chats. Thank you, funeral director. Just don't be so sensitive.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey and ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
See, that's just it. Like, those drones aren't taking off automatically. They're not being, it's not like a thing where it's just a regularly scheduled flight. They had to be ordered. So they could tell us if it's not a big deal, if they're doing weather research or these are just test flights, they could tell us that. Shit, they could even lie to us. I've said this ever since COVID. Like, the government lost the charm of just lying to our faces and being really confident about it. Like, whenever they were lying, there was always kind of a wink and a nudge. And it's like, stop winking at me when you're lying. Just fucking lie. That's how you used to do it. You used to tell me a lie, and I had to just either go with it or fuck off and go do something else. Now you guys, like, go and do the thing that you're lying about, and then while you're standing in front of it, you tell us the lie. Stop. Go do the thing in secret, and then lie to me. I'm not a guy who's sitting here looking for the truth, dude. I'm not somebody who's sitting here going, tell me like it is. I want my government to shoot me straight. No, I want my government to deal in the fucking shadows and lie to me and let me live that lie. But you guys won't. You sit there and you openly write checks to the EcoHealth Alliance to work with that lab, and then you go, we don't know where this fucking virus came from. Stop it. Like, deliver the money in duffel bags at train station platforms to seedy individuals in a hat and a suit coat and like a duster, you know? And then tell me that you're not giving them any money, because then I can believe it. There's no paper trail. But you can't sit there and have like congressional earmarks for the shit and then tell me you don't know what the fuck is going on, because then I know you're lying. If you're gonna lie, be convincing. They used to say that politics is Hollywood for ugly people. I wish it were. The actors have gotten really shitty. So Trump is right. These people know why these fucking things are in the air. Say something.
I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it.
Not if it's China. Remember when China was spying on us using those balloons? And fucking Biden just let them go? So, not necessarily. They might not necessarily just blast him out of the sky. You know, Biden still owes a few Chinese favors. Biden just pardoned 3 Chinese spies, commuted their sentences. And like they were doing espionage shit. And Biden said, nah, they're good boys. They didn't do nothing.
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want
And it don't look good. And who are you going to call? Drone busters.
to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
you
Want to
shoot
know
them
the
down?
truth.
Why?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
See, the best part about interviewing Trump is that you can ask him, have you received intelligence reports? He's kind of like Mustafa in Austin Powers. Like, if you ask him enough, he loves gossiping, he might tell you. You know, if you ask like a hardened Pentagon guy, he'll be like, we have no information on whether or not there are aliens. Trump, it's just like, come on, Donald, you know you're pretty cool, right? You're like one of the coolest guys. I'm one of the coolest guys out there. That's why I'm going to tell you. They're looking for loose nukes, folks. Loose nukes, that's what there's nukes missing from Ukraine. The Ukrainian snuck a nuke in. We're looking for him. Might be a Muslim. We don't know. But it's nukes, and it could go off at any time. Coyote NV with $4.99 says, I heard an alien Bigfoot is operating the drones. I mean, we all kind of get to let our imagination run wild because they won't tell us anything. Thank you very much, Matthew Q with $2. He says, Aaron, I regret to inform you that the Racism Award for Anti-Semitism this year has been given to Candace Owens instead of you, but you were in the top 10. All right. Well, thank you. Is that a real thing? Did she really get Anti-Semite of the Year? That's kind of that's one of those awards that in some circles it's a shameful thing to win, but in other circles people pat you on the back for it. Did she really? I did see Danny Polachuk today tweeted something out about how like he didn't win Anti-Semite of the Year, and then he shared his The Jew song that he released earlier this year. But I don't know. It's too bad that, there were people who really, really wanted to win Anti-Semite of the Year, and they couldn't get it. But Candace Owens earned it. Candace Owens she pretty consistently shit all over the Jews all year. I mean, her and Ben Shapiro had that she was on Daily Wire and she was clashing with Ben and they fired her because she was shitting on Israel. So, I don't know. It's, I don't know. I think that, Candace, I'm trying to think. I think Candace Owens winning Anti-Semite of the Year that's a pretty safe bet. Thank you guys for those contributions. I appreciate it. 95 away, and we're not even through the first hour yet. Thank you guys so much. If we if we knock out tonight's goal or this afternoon's goal, and we knock out the 30 we came up short this morning, that of course means that we are going to do an extra hour, and we're going to be going until kickoff tonight. Don't lock. There we go. Just had to send that quick. Hey, by the way, got my brakes done today. Got the brakes done. I took it to my boy Mitch at Mr. O's. I love Mitch. He does such a good job. He did it cheaper than anybody else could have. He got it done today. It's done. I could go get it right now if I wasn't doing the show, but Mitch got it done in a few hours. And he's a busy guy, and I really appreciate that. Boy, I really triggered the fuck out of some people today with that brakes talk, didn't I? I never thought that me just, like, Johnny and I having playful banter about me needing to take my vehicle to get brakes done, and then me shitting on Firestone would trigger steel toe haters. Steel toe haters are weird. Like, they just don't really understand it's like they're a baby that just learned emotions, and they don't know how to exercise them. They're like, Aaron yelled at Johnny about somebody tweeted this at me. They're like, Aaron yelled at Johnny because Johnny did his own brakes. I'm like, what? Like, I watch these people sometime. I'm like, You understand you invent, like these are the people who say, Aaron invents his reality and lives in it. No, Aaron doesn't think this is reality. You understand? You mentally ill fucking Melton fans. You guys are the ones who create your reality. And then you run with it. And then I go ahead, run with it. And then you get mad at me because I let you run with it. I don't know what to tell you. It seems like you guys get mad really easy for no reason. That's all. Funeral director with $2 says, I think it was a bit offensive to insult Super Chater. Where's Super Chater? I'll apologize to him. Funeral director, you're being too sensitive. Thank you for the $2. Pants Maestro with $2 says, okay, no butter. Money for a banana or string cheese. Look, Pants Maestro, desperation is a stinky cologne. All right? You got to either stick to the butter thing now, or like I told you a long time ago, it was kind of a hack bit and you should probably abandon it. You didn't listen to me then. Now you have to deal with the consequences. Also, I will say this, Pants Maestro. I love Pants Maestro. We've missed you on the deleting Johnny in the morning train. We've missed you on those. We wouldn't mind having a few more. I know Johnny loves them because Johnny might get a day off. And I know I love them because you throw a shitload of money at us. So we miss you, Pants Maestro. It's good to know that you're not dead. But yeah, as far as the drone thing goes, though, I don't know about you. I'm going nukes. I really do. I think it's the nukes. I think somebody's got something somewhere and we're looking for it. Trucker 18-wheeler with $1.99 says, Johnny said his show is better than yours. Oh, ye better not. Funeral director says, if we don't make the goal, can we do a third show, please? No, but I will say this. We're only $95 away today. I'm thinking we're going to knock out tonight's goal. Plus, you guys haven't even really started going after Stonies yet. If you guys want $50 to Stonies, anybody who throws $20 into Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo tonight as an extra thank you is getting a $50 gift card to Stonies. And if we get rid of all of them tonight, I'm mailing them tomorrow. I'm going to address them tonight during the Vikings game and mail them out tomorrow so you guys can have them for the holidays, as it were. So only $95 away and shitloads of Stonies gift cards to send to you. Plus, if we knock out the 30 extra that we missed this morning, we'll go until kickoff tonight. Let's go to Mr. Beat. He says, Aaron, the name of your show is Steel Toe Morning Show. Maybe you should change your name to the Ballerina Shoes Morning Show if you don't like input from the middle class. That's right. Aaron doesn't like input from the middle. I know you're just being funny, Mr. Beat. It made me laugh. No, the steel toe thing, we have to explain this to people a lot. It's okay. I understand. If I were a listener of a show, I'd need it explained to me too. Because it doesn't make any sense. Who's this guy who even claims he's not really like I'll get my hands dirty on certain things, like household stuff, fixing water heaters and shit like that. I can do that. There are, fixing like dishwashers. I know my way around a dishwasher. I know my way around a water heater. Boy, outside of that, believe it or not, like the sprinkler, the box, the digital box for the sprinkler, I know my way around programming and taking those apart, and I can do some of that shit a little bit. Believe it or not. There's weird shit that I can do. I can build a fence. If you need a fence built, I can build a fence and pour the concrete and level off the things and the posts. I call them the things. It's an industry term. But then, like, if it's car related, fuck it. I can't do it. I just can't do it if it's car related. I can help. Here's what I'm good at. Lifting shit. You need me to pick something up and move it over there? I can pick it up and move it over there. That I got your back on. Yeah, I can build a fence. I can fix a water heater. I can fuck around with a dryer a little bit. So basically, if it's not outside. As long as it's not outside. Trucker 18-wheeler with $1.99 says ads again. Thank you, Trucker. I'm going to look into that, buddy. We'll look into the ads thing. Anytime people say there's too many ads on the stream, I go and look into it. HBEP, ooh, we got a news update. I'm going to check that out. Thank you for the $1. Funeral director with $2 says John did mention his show was first priority for him. Billy likes to drink soda. Miss Lippy's car is green. Oh, man. If your wife can't build a fence, she's useless. My first wife didn't help. It was my uncle, my dad, and I that built a fence at my first house. Still standing. I went back and saw it the other day. It's in Sauk Rapids. I was driving around. I went and looked, and fence is still there. And they've taken great care of it. They've been staining it. It looks nice. I did a damn fine job, man. You could run your hand right along that fucking thing. It's even. Nice and even. And it's even. It's on a hill, and it's still even on the top. Did a great fucking job. Matthew Q with $20. You're getting Stonies. Matthew Q. Thank you very much. He says, yes, the Candace Owens thing is real. And you finished after Candace Owens, Kanye, and Nick Fuentes. Well, you can't beat them all. And I think a couple other people, you were like 7 or 8. Hook a cracker up with Stonies. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Matthew Q, for the $20. Guess what? We're $70 away from tonight. That's only a few more Stonies gift cards. And we've knocked out tonight's goal. Thank you, Matthew Q. You're going over there with Loopy. I appreciate it. Matthew Q with $25 today so far. Thank you very much. Dr. Silverwolf with $2 says, but you can't fix a marriage. Ayo! When they get you, they get you. Funeral director says spamming ads because the goal wasn't met. No, I just have no idea how the fuck ads work. I'll go in there and dick with it. Usually when I go in there and just dick with it, it's fine. Like sometimes I have it set to manually place ads, which I thought is what I had it set to tonight. There's generally no complaining, or I have it on YouTube insert ads conservatively, and I have it set for that. But usually, it'll usually be Trucker 18-wheeler who lets me know when it's fucking up a bit. Thank you guys very much. Only $70, still not even an hour in, $70 away. $100 away from doing an extra hour for today. If you're just joining us, if you throw in $20, you're getting 50 to Stonies. Thank you very, very much. Do them. If Patrick Melton says it, it's probably a lie. No offense. He tries really hard to get daddy's love, but he's just too creepy of a guy. All right, we got Steph Curry, Stephen A. Smith on the drone thing. Even he's worried, man. Even Stephen A. is not fucking with the drone. He thinks something's up, too. You got Trump thinks something's up. You got guys who run contractor business for the American military, for the Pentagon. They think something's up. And now Stephen A. Smith. You know what I like about Stephen A. Smith? His dislike and distrust of white people is making him more based, and I like that. Like it used to be his dislike and distrust of white people usually made him more liberal for a while. But now his distrust of whitey is making him more Republican. Like he doesn't trust the Democrats now because they kept saying, oh, it's a crazy conspiracy theory that the FBI was involved on January 6th and that there were FBI plants that were fucking around and stirring up trouble. And then he found out that the Inspector General report came out and said, actually, they were fucking around and stirring up trouble, these FBI informants. And he goes, if you don't want me to take those people, the conspiracy theorists side, stop making them right. And now he sees the drones over New Jersey. And I honestly, I think Stephen A. Smith is about to overdo it on red pills. Here we go. Oh, first, Pants Maestro with $5. Says Melton froze the card I was using. Oh, he might have got it through your Google account and just charged buffets to it. Thank you very much, Pants Maestro. Good to have you.
He was scrambling and losing yardage. He was still gaining yards down the field while keeping his pants up. I mean, that's how pathetic the New York Giants are. That's what I walked away.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
They might need to fly some more planes over here.
That's right. I hear these damn drones. Let me tell you, these damn drones in New York City.
Don't get me scared. That stuff gives me anxiety.
The United States government, get it together. Get it together. There's drones flying over people's houses in Jersey and New York. I saw Independence Day, damn it. I ain't underestimating none of that stuff. Figure it out.
Shannon Sharp just wanted to make a nice, I like this new Stephen A. Smith. Shannon just wanted to make a nice little quick drones over New Jersey joke, and Stephen A's like, it triggered the shit out of him. He's like, don't fuck with me on them drones. They bad shit happening, and they coming for us.
Get it together. Get it together. There's drones in New York City.
They might need to fly some more planes over here.
That's right.
See, Shannon's just trying to joke around and be fun with his buddy Stephen A. And Stephen A. goes, on that note, fuck that shit.
I hear these damn drones. Let me tell you, these damn drones in New York City.
Don't get me scared. That stuff gives me anxiety.
The United States government, get it together. Get it together. There's drones flying over people's houses in Jersey and New York. I saw Independence Day, damn it. I ain't underestimating none of that stuff. Figure it out.
I'm telling you, I think we might see Stephen A. Smith move closer to that Alex Jones range, closer, sooner than you think. He's moving that way, man. I'm telling you, Stephen A. is going that way. Where was that link somebody sent in? I thought it was via Super Chat. It could have been via a Rumble rant. Maybe it was a Rumble rant. Somebody sent in a link. Here it is, HBEP. Thank you, buddy. We'll get to some of these. Dive Bar with $1 says, I listened to your Rumble Friday show this afternoon. There was an ad every 9 minutes. That was fun. Definitely were not enough cake clip. I fucking hate cake. $1 from HBEP. Okay, let's see what the White House says about the drones. They've got a statement to make on the drones. I'll tell you this, I'm not willing to believe it. I don't believe anything the government has to say about the drones. Thank you very much. Patricia with $20 says, I'm coming from Massachusetts to visit Stoney's. Give me one of those bad boys. Patricia, email me, AaronImholtRadio@gmail.com. Give me your contact information. We're going to send you $50 to Stoney's. There you go. Oops, not two of them. Oh, my goodness. That's somebody else's. Sneak that back over there. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. Very nice. $50 away from tonight. $50 away. Oh, my God. We're only 50 away from pay dirt today. Thank you guys very, very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Rumble Rants, Venmo, whatever. Every $20 gets $50 to Stoney's. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been fucking awesome so far this morning, tonight. I've got bad news. If you came here to hate on you some steel toe, it looks like we might be doing an hour of overtime tonight, knocking out this evening and this morning. Sorry, I know you guys don't like that, but it makes me smile to see you unhappy. The White House said Monday that drones spotted over the northeastern United States were all operating legally and lawfully. Nobody said they weren't. Nobody said that, hey, well, maybe they did. There was that one crazy fucking politician. Didn't that one guy come out and say, oh, yeah, there's an Iranian mothership. And they're launching all the baby drones like Iran's the aliens from Independence Day. Okay, besides that fucking whack job, who even Republicans were saying that guy's full of shit. Most people have been saying, yeah, we think they're operating legally. We want to know why they're operating. What the fuck are you looking for? I've only seen the government launch this many drones in a concentrated area when they were looking for the Boston Marathon bomber. That was it. So they're looking for something, and the loose nuke thing sounds the most plausible to me. Our assessment at this stage is that the activity represents commercial, hobbyist, or law enforcement drones, all operating legally and lawfully, along with some aircraft or even stars mistaken for drones? National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said, I don't believe this guy. I don't. This stars, leave stars out of it. The more you say shit like that then I get worried. Like if you tell me, if you were to tell me like there's drones flying over New Jersey, we're looking for a piece of military ordnance that went missing and we're going to find, don't say nukes because that's going to scare, I'll admit that'll scare the fuck out of me. But if you say we're looking for a piece of military ordnance that's gone missing, okay, cool. I can live with that. Don't sit there and go, it could be the stars, No, it couldn't. It's not the stars. It's not the star. We're not. It's not. The stars have nothing to do with this. Nobody was sitting there looking at those drones and going, I think it might be star. No. We're worried it's nukes. Thank you very much. Gray Duckling with $50. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. If you came here to do some steel toe hating today, I hate to do this to you. I know. Look, I gave you a win this morning. I mean, someone did give us $50 right after the show ended, so we only missed by 30. But look, I gave you a win this morning. I tried my best. I know I set you guys off, but I try to show you I love you. That was Gray Duckling's fault. He just threw us $50. Another win for the toe. It also puts Gray Duckling at 57 for this week. It also gets Gray Duckling two Stonies. Boop. And one more for old Gray Duckling. There we go. Again, if we get rid of all of these Stonies gift cards tonight and you guys get me all your contact information, I'll package these up tonight during the Vikings game and I'll mail them to you tomorrow. So thank you guys very much for all your contributions. Every $20 gets $50 to Stonies. So now it's just $30 away for 60 minutes of overtime. Because then that means we are whole. Let's see, is that? Okay, that'll fit. Because that means we are then whole from this morning. So thank you guys very much for the support. Coyote NV says, okay, no cake, but how about a piece of April's pie? Thank God I have nothing to do with that anymore. $4.99 from Coyote NV. Thank you very much. Nana's Clam says they would not be searching for such a device by air and certainly not only at night. Maybe, but couldn't they be seeing like some radioactive signatures from a nuclear weapon? Couldn't there be something they could see from the air that would indicate that maybe it might be nuclear? The nuclear thing makes sense to me. I could be wrong, but the nuclear... look, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but based on the one guy I listened to who seemed like he knew what he was talking about, and based on that based on me wanting it to be that, I'm willing to believe that. What else could it be? Give me something else. What are they looking for with all these drones, if not a nuke? What else could they be staring at? Help me out with that, Nana's Clams, and then I'll feel better. About 400 of you hanging out for an afternoon show. I might switch to this time slot. I mean, we do usually have about 500 in the evening, but we could build it up to that here. Not only that, we've knocked out the goal already. Shit. I might have something to think about. Nana's Clam says nuclear power plants don't even throw off radiation like that. Okay. I'll trust you too. I always trust people who know more about the subject than I do. And when it comes to radioactive materials, that's pretty much everybody. Everybody who pretty much talks with any kind of authority, I immediately go, they know more than I do. MSO says, Aaron, ask your uncle. I could call my uncle and ask him what's going on with the drones over New Jersey. Should we check out some Real Raw News? Let's see what they think. Real Raw News. Red Hats slaughter Florida youths that terrorized motorists. Oh, my God. The Red Hats are the bad guys, by the way. White hats suspect drone swarms are DARPA activity. Here we go. All right, guys, Real Raw News has got it. We're going to figure this shit out. There's all the drones. White hats have reason to believe the packs of mysterious SUV-sized drones buzzing the skies of New Jersey may be deep state holodrones that DARPA created for its sinister Project Bluebeam, which projects sophisticated holographic images into the air. Pants Maestro, thank you very much for the $1. I do think it's drones, though. As reported last month, see, this is why you guys got to read up on your Real Raw News. They're real journalists. They do follow-ups. As reported last month, white hats found and demolished space planes and holographic projectors that DARPA had kept at a covert base near Sacramento, California, and they killed 9 deep state paramilitary contractors and 5 of 6 aerospace engineers guarding and working at the facility, respectively. So the white hats came in and were smoking people. They were killing deep state people, and they were trying to get to the bottom. They were killing their way to the truth. The surviving engineer was taken prisoner after demonstrating the technology. He projected a billboard-sized hologram of Jesus Christ on a hangar wall, with the Savior in a thunderous voice imploring his believers to forsake false prophet Donald Trump or face the consequences of eternal damnation. See, guys, we knew they were up to something. We knew they were up to something. That technologist, we will call him Donaldson, see what they did there, to protect his anonymity, was later interrogated at the White Hat Detention Center in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, of course. He spun a compelling but unverified story claiming DARPA expanded massively under the Biden regime and had advanced technology bases scattered throughout the United States and Western and Eastern Europe. Well, that would just be Europe, including in Ukraine. However, he could not provide precise locations. You know, these things are all compartmentalized. What he knew reportedly stems from a meeting he and other scientists had with DARPA program manager Michael Mulqueen, the agency's tactical technology office boss, in July. Donaldson, who joined DARPA in 2020 and holds degrees in both optical and electrical engineering. See, guys, if Real Raw News was making this shit up, why would they be so specific? Told investigators that Mulqueen was obsessed with developing asymmetrical airborne weapon platforms capable of influencing impressionable minds. See, now we figure out what's going on with these drones. I'm sorry, guys, I was an idiot. I thought it was nukes. Real Raw News has taught me different. What Donaldson told us, and we did polygraph him, there's no way around those. For whatever little it's worth, he said when Michael Mulqueen took over the department, he assigned Donaldson to the fixed-wing hologram project and others to mounting holographic generators on drones and at other DARPA locations. Both projects were ready for testing, supposedly, and Donaldson thinks that's what's floating in the skies right now are those drones. At least some of the sightings are, according to the source. So there you go, guys. They're mounted hologram projector beams that are going to make people see Jesus Christ in the sky, and Jesus is going to tell you not to follow Donald Trump. We got to get these things shot down, guys. This is some red hat brainwashing stuff. This is done, babies, bro. We're talking Star Trek stuff. We might not have transporters yet, but complex holography is a reality, it seems. Now, as Donaldson tells it, the engineer they captured after they killed all those red hat guys, the drone, for example, can project something as large as a 747 or even the moon, or hide itself in a wisp of holographic clouds, which what Donaldson says, and he's had no access to current events, does somewhat match up with the sightings. All right, guys. Now you know what we're up against. They're shooting beams of shit. They're shooting hologram beams at the thing. Right? Is that because they're going to put the hologram beams up in the air, And then that's going to make us all see Jesus, and then we're going to hate Donald Trump. I think I've got that. Did you guys follow? I'm sure you did. You're smart people. Thank you very much to Trucker 18-Wheeler with $4.99 says, if PayPal is fake, then Mersh's Buy Me a Coffee is faker. Well, let's test those PayPal donations and see how fake they are. Funeral director says, Project Blue Beam. I think you got beanstalk for brain. Hey, you scoundrel. I ought to. Charger 5555 with $10 over on Rumble says $10 because I live too far away from Stoney's to give you 20. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Hey, that means we're only $20 away from doing a whole hour of overtime and making up what we came up short on this morning. Thank you guys so much. And you're doing it in the first hour. That's incredible. Thank you so much. The evening show, the afternoon show, kicking ass today. I really do it. You guys have made this a very, very fun one. Everybody who throws in $20 today is getting $50 to Stoney's. Again, $20 comes in. We do an extra hour. I basically do the show until kickoff. And then I'm going to end the show, and I'm going to sprint upstairs as fast as I can so I don't miss the actual kickoff. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, etc. All right, somebody sent this link over from Raw Alerts. The NYPD has discovered a massive drone amid a spate of sightings in the tri-state area. Let's take a look at this.
Yes.
Look at
it. So small. I think you're going to be walking around. That's bigger than you. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, can you interview James for me, man? Ask him what happened.
So did you get contact with the culprit, a.k.a. Islam?
I don't know. That looks like a drone that the NYPD would have to look for people, wouldn't it? Are they saying they found that? Because that just strikes me as something that the New York Police Department or any big city police department would have.
Yo, James, how you miss that, bro?
How'd you miss that? It's fucking huge. All right, keep going. So we sent you to protect this drone, and you happen to just run it over. Yeah. Okay. What was your game plan going into that?
It's good that the NYPD has so much downtime, because there's so little crime in New York City. But I guess what are you supposed to do? They don't let them do anything anymore. They don't get to actually stop crime. They just kind of have to watch it, contain it. You don't get to actually do much. New York police recovered a massive drone abandoned in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. A video shows an NYPD officer holding the large aircraft, which appears to measure over 5 feet in diameter. Officers found the drone on a sidewalk after responding to an emailed tip. During the investigation, a passerby mentioned working in the building housing the drone's manufacturer, Emoji Incorporated. Emoji CEO Seung-Hoon Woo let it go. So what if the guy has a Chinese name and the company might be a Chinese company and they're making drones that are flying in the United States? What does that have to do with anything? Emoji Incorporated. Where are they based at? Research and product development in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, but where's the company? Like, is that our solution, careers? Emoji Incorporated, country of origin. It was founded in 2020 in Brooklyn, New York. So I'm just being racist. Oh, yeah, I'm being racist. Okay, never mind, guys. False alarm. I'm being a bigot. Clean energy company founded in 2020 by Hunyo Kim, Zhongwan Choi, Seung-Hoon Woo, and not making this up, Young Suk Joe. That's what they call you when you're just like an 18 or 19-year-old promiscuous homosexual. You're just called Young Suk. Young Suk Joe in this case. Its investors include Amazon's Climate Pledge Fund, Temasek. Okay, I'm looking into all these companies. This is what COVID did to me, you guys. Here. Temasek country of origin. Okay, Singapore. SK Innovation country of origin. I have to look this shit up. This is how you find out about this shit. SK Innovation, South Korean. All right, we're getting closer. Mitsubishi, we of course, Japan. Aramco Ventures. Aramco Ventures is Saudi Arabia. I mean, none of this is particularly good. AP Ventures, United Kingdom. All right, so pretty much anything but the United States of America. Cool. Cool, I say. That's who has the drones. Good. Good. Gray Duckling with $2 says city drones are about 32 inches wide. That's what, 2.5 feet? So that one's a little bit bigger than that. A little bit bigger. Okay. I'm learning so much about drones. I get to learn a lot about drones when mysterious drone patterns are flying over the eastern seaboard. That's good. That's good. Oh, man. $20 away from doing an hour of overtime. Thank you guys very much. Nana's Clam says that's all corporate ownership structure. Means nothing. All right. Well, I'm just going to hope that everything's fine and that they're not looking for a loose nuke. How's that? In that same press conference that Trump was giving today, people were just, this is what I miss about Trump being president. And this is what I'm so excited about with him being back in there, is we're just going to get more of these press conferences. He's not one of these guys where when people start asking questions that he doesn't like, he just starts walking up. He's like, all right, that's enough. I'm leaving. He loves sparring. You know, Donald loves to get in there and have it out with the media. So he stands in front of that podium and he's just like, all right, fire away. And everybody it's a free-for-all. They just go for it. They started asking him about RFK Jr. and vaccines and all of that stuff. And you can tell that the American media, who basically runs on pharmaceutical industry money, they are terrified of RFK Jr. being in there because they were asking questions of Trump about vaccines and what RFK is going to do. Now, mind you, RFK Jr. has taken no action. He hasn't even been confirmed yet as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. But these people are already telling us exactly what he's going to do. He's going to ban fluoride. He's going to ban this. He's going to force us to destroy all our vaccines. He's got all these ideas. Hasn't said a word yet. So they start asking Trump. And honestly, I think Trump just wants to get these guys going. And he's very, very good at it. This is Donald answering questions about RFK Jr.
I ask, just clearly, do you believe there's a connection between vaccines and autism? Do you believe there's a link?
Well, I don't look. Right now, you have some very brilliant people looking at it. I had dinner the other night with the head of Pfizer, the head of Eli Lilly, and RFK, as you know, and Oz. And we had, and other people within the administration that are involved, medical. And we're looking to find out, if you look at autism, so 30 years ago I've heard numbers of like 1 in 200,000, 1 in 100,000. And now I'm hearing numbers of 1 in 100. So something's wrong.
He's not wrong. We should be looking into that. Now, the reasons I've heard given is that we expanded the definition of autism, like we expanded the spectrum. So you cast a wider net, you catch more fish. That doesn't necessarily mean that something's happening. But while I know correlation isn't causation, it does worry me how little we look into shit before we decide, nope, it's not that. And I think it's because even if there would be no connection between vaccines and autism, I think looking into it and researching it deeply would make the pockets of a lot of people lighter, and I don't think they're ready to do that quite yet. So when it comes to the idea of vaccines and autism, I don't think vaccines cause autism, but I haven't done any studies. I haven't done any homework. And if someone brought me a big book and it said, here's all the studies, here's all the scientists who have looked into it and said, there is some kind of link, then I would go, okay, I'll read it. I'll check it out. That's more than what I know. But right now I would say no, but I'm also not afraid of people looking into it and investigating it. That doesn't threaten me. Like, that's not a big problem. By the way, thank you, Coyote NV, for $4.99. He says, who suck Wang? Gray Duckling with $2 says, for fuck's sake, you're artistic. Oh, thank you. You're not so bad yourself. Thank you, Gray Duckling. By the way, that puts Gray Duckling at $61. Correct me if I'm wrong. That puts Gray Duckling in second place. That also puts us $15 away from doing 1 hour of overtime today. Thank you guys very much.
There's something wrong, and we're going to find out.
What about the
Oh, see, this is what I mean. Like, all these people go nuts because they know their wallets at the companies they work for are about to get lighter. If you take any pharmaceutical industry money or you take any healthcare money, they're going to see if your pockets might get a little lighter if RFK starts changing some rules around. Especially about advertising. Would he be in charge of that? Could he do that? Or would that be an FCC thing? The FCC would have to ban pharmaceutical drugs from advertising on television. I don't think that's something that the Health and Human Services Secretary can do.
Can I follow up on Robert Kennedy? He's on the Hill today. He's meeting with senators. What do you say to people who are worried that his views on vaccines will translate into policies that will make their kids less safe?
No, I think he's going to be much less radical than you would think. I think he's got a very open mind, or I wouldn't have put him there. He's going to be very much less radical. But there are problems. We don't do as well as a lot of other nations, and those nations use nothing. And we're going to find out what those problems are. And another thing that came up.
I mean, if you want to really know what America's problems are, we fucking eat too much and we're sedentary. I mean, I know that, look, I know we can get into what's in the food and that's not good. And, you know, maybe fattening the fuck out of cows with genetically modified corn isn't the sweetest thing in the world. And the hormones we're putting in the milk are, you know, the hormones we're putting in the milk are fucking people up. Like, chicks' tits are bigger. I mean, I'm sorry to list the positives, but like, women have their cup size since we started putting more hormones in the milk. They've got, like, the average cup size in America has gone up a full cup size. It used to be, I think it was either B and now it's C, or it was C and now it's D is the average cup size. A lot of that is we're just getting fatter. But it's also like kids are going through puberty earlier now. Like, it's really fucked up. Like, the stuff that the correlation, and again, we can't find a causation because there's a lot of very powerful entities that don't want to study this shit. Listen to what a conspiracy guy I've become the last few years. Holy shit. A lot of very powerful corporations and people in positions of power don't want to study what that shit does because then very expensive changes may need to get made. Or as Eric Adams says,
what is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones.
Too much hormones. For sure, too much homos. That's a big problem. Comfortably Numb says, too many buckets of pasta. Yeah, we fucked up the Melton people over that. Like, I went to a restaurant on pasta night, and now they've all dug up this place that, like, does pasta buckets. And someone sent it to me, and I'm like, I didn't know this place existed. That looks fucking interesting but terrible. But like, they lose their minds if I think it's because people who watch that show and Patrick himself don't leave the house. So they're kind of mystified whenever somebody talks about leaving the house. And I'm like, yeah, I went to a pasta night at a restaurant, you know, it happens. And Patrick's like, no, he went to the bucket place. You hungry? You want me to deliver you something? You get peckish between snacks? What's the deal, fatso? And then he's like, it was a gas station. No, you see, sweetheart, sometimes places are restaurants and they're next to other things. It does happen. Again, I know you don't go out much. I know you're kind of like the mom in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but you know what? Sometime we'll get a forklift, we'll take you into town, and then the forklift we use to drive you into town, we can also use to serve your dinner. It'll be perfect, sweetheart. I make him so mad by leaving the house. I absolutely love that. It never underestimate how much joy it brings me when you guys share shit of him melting down because I went outside. That, I always enjoy that.
The dinner was fascinating because I had Bobby and I had, again, the head of Pfizer, you know who that is. He's a highly respected man. He's run an incredible company. Likewise with Lilly, the top two people. And we had the head of the industry also. So all companies were represented. And I said, let's have it out now a little bit. And you know what came out of that meeting is that we're paying far too much because we're paying much more than other countries. And we have laws that make it impossible to reduce. And we have a thing called the middleman. You know the middleman, right? The horrible middleman.
Like America's pharmaceutical and healthcare laws in this country were written by the healthcare industry. So it is made up so that not only they make as much money as possible, but they can have as much money as possible. They can create money out of thin air for like friends and family members and shit like that. Like these middleman laws where you can't just go buy something right from the person. You can't buy it wholesale from the distributor. There has to be it's not that you have to choose to buy it from a middleman or the distributor. It's you only can buy it from the middleman. And that marks up prices because they have to make a profit. And then there's the rules about how many years that you have a monopoly on a certain drug that you paid a lot of money to create before generics can be created for cheaper. And that kind of fucks people over for a while. I believe the last time I read the law on that, it was 7 years. That was back when I was in college, 15, 20 years ago. But I believe the intellectual property laws we have when it comes to pharmaceuticals is for 7 years that company gets to charge whatever they want. And I understand why. It's to allow these drug companies to recoup the cost of research and development and testing and regulations and all of that stuff so they can make that money back. Otherwise, they may not be so gung-ho on making and improving on current medications. But there's got to be a middle ground. There's got to be another way where it's not just fucking gouging people and making them choose between, getting healthy and going broke, or, keeping the money in your pocket and getting sicker. It's like, that's the reality for, I would say, most Americans. People think that if you have health insurance, you're set, you're good. You're not. I mean, this country, it's a ripoff, man. You pay tens of thousands of dollars a year for your health insurance, and you'll still pay tens of thousands of dollars a year for your medical care. Because they find ways to weasel the fuck out of it. I mean, luckily in my life, knock wood, myself and my children, the people I pay health insurance for, have been relatively healthy. But I still get bills every once in a while where I go, what a fucking crock of shit. Like, you ever get those medical bills where you go, what the fuck? You look at your insurance and you go, what the fuck am I paying you people for? Like, it's like I'm buying naming rights so I can have that little card on it with my name on it. That says, look, I have insurance. What's it do for you? Fuck all. It does nothing. Like my son needed a staple put in his head, and they have good insurance. Needed a staple put in his head. And I think all told, the insurance covered about 140 or 150 bucks of it. That was it for an emergency room Staples thing. Fucking wild, man.
That makes more money, frankly, than the drug companies, and they don't do anything except they're a middleman. We're going to knock out the middleman. I'm going to be very unpopular after that statement. I don't know who these middlemen are, but they are rich as hell.
He's right, though. And all they do is take the shit from the drug companies and sell it to you. That's it. And I mean, it's so corrupt, and it's so designed to line these people's pockets with money and to take as much of your money as possible. And it's so gross because it's an industry where, it's not like your Pizza Hut or Domino's or Papa Murphy's where, hey, people want a pizza, I'll sell them a pizza, I make a little money. That's great. You don't have to eat pizza. Some of these people, they can't not take their medicine, you know?
And we're going to knock out the middleman. We're going to get drug costs down at levels that nobody has ever seen before. And that really, I tell you, we spent more time talking about that with Bobby and with the executives and Oz, all of them. We spent more time talking.
I mean, I really think that if they don't kill Bobby Kennedy and they don't kill Donald Trump, I really think there's a couple places where they could really make some progress. Maybe I'm stupid. You know, people are like, no, go with that one. Go with that. Go with the stupid one. But really, I think that RFK Jr. out of anyone, well, aside from Elon Musk and Vivek, who have the authority to just decimate stuff, just get rid of stuff. I think RFK Jr. will get the most done out of anyone in that Trump administration if he gets in there. Pants Maestro says with $1 says, is that what happened to you, Aaron? Shit, that was, you know what? That comment was too long ago. I don't know what it pertains to. Put it in the Rumble free chat and I'll find it. I'm sure it was a really good joke. I just blabbering on too much about health insurance. Uh-oh, I triggered Citizen M and the other, the main onion man with $2. He says, we're fans of yours. No anger. Stop being weird. Come on. You got, guys, you get, okay, fine. How about this? Flustered and obsessed. If I have a good time, it seems to like upset or hurt you guys. I'm going to say something, and I hope I don't offend you because this shouldn't be news to you. Your obsession with me, while flattering to me, and we all here at Steel Toe laugh at you, and it's fun, and you've given us a lot of laughs because you guys have been melting down, especially your leader. But your obsession with me might be a little unhealthy. Don't get mad at me. Don't start throwing the anger at my way. I'm just saying it might be just a little bit unhealthy. Also, isn't Citizen M, isn't he the one who said like he's being groomed or mentored or something? Like mentored, groomed, like that kind of a thing? That was weird. That was a weird deal. And again, sorry if I upset you, but that's your guys' thing. But yes, thank you guys very much. Richard Head says my chat joke was better. Well, let's go find the fucker. Let's go find it. Richard Head. I know he's green. I can't find it, Richard Head. Put it back up there. We'll find the thing. By the way, only $15 away from doing an hour. Oh yeah, Richard Head says when you were talking about dishwashers, I did read that one. Yes, that was a very funny one, buddy. I appreciate it. $15 away from an hour of overtime. If 15 more comes in, that means that we've already knocked out tonight, but it also means we've knocked out this morning, and now it's a double win for the Toe, and all the Steel Toe haters have to take back all their celebrations from this morning and seethe, which always makes me very happy. But we're still $15 away from that, and everybody who throws in $20 tonight is going to get $50 to Stoney's. We should catch a Vikings game at Stoney's, though. And just have everybody come out. Maybe Sunday. Sunday we play the Seahawks, right? I think my Sunday is open. I could do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 or 8 Stonies left. If you guys want to grab some tonight. Thank you very much. Pants Maestro says your cup size going up because of milk. That's the joke. You're fat. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pants Maestro. Citizen M with $5 says, I make silly clips. They're just to be funny. Merry Christmas, man. All right, well, your attitude's changed a little. I'm still going to keep you at an arm's length like Jake Hudson because you're kind of, no offense, you're kind of in the Jake Hudson vein. You're a dangerous man to know because you're a little emotionally unstable and you take the internet a little too seriously. Thank you. I appreciate the money. Don't come to my house. Don't write me a song. Don't pen me a sonnet. I'm just trying to watch the Vikings game tonight. I swear to God. Just Citizen M. Keep your distance. That's all. We're good. You and I. Don't make him upset. He's kind of a weird kid. All right, let's go ahead and get to this Chad Zumock thing. I know people hate hearing it, but Chad Zumock is the redemption story of 2024. Chad is the man. I think Steel Toe is going to be the redemption story of 2025, although I kind of pulled up back in May or June. So I don't really know if I can be the redemption story for 2020. I think I have to take like third or fourth place this year. But Chad definitely has me beat because Chad was drinking himself to death. He was taking the internet so seriously. He was going insane. Now he's TM Zumock and he's breaking news. But this is one criticism I still have of Chad. He still gets a little heavy into the beefs. Now, I'm sure if I could talk to Chad, or I'm sure he'll play this clip on his show and he'll say, no, Aaron, these people make beefs with me. The Mud Shark just responds. Okay, that's fair. I don't pay enough attention to know what the truth is. So correct the record when I'm wrong. But apparently he believes that, I can't believe I'm saying this fucking name, Stuttering John. You know, all these people who still fuck with Stuttering John, you kind of get what you deserve. Because if you think about it, your logic is kind of retarded. Because you sit there and you go, John's crazy. John's a piece of shit. John's unreasonable. John blocks your shit. John bans you and blah, blah, blah. You know he does all this stuff. And then you keep fucking with him instead of just ignoring him and letting him go. I wish people would just admit, if they talk about John, they don't have to come up with real content because people who don't like John are mentally ill and they'll just go, money, here, take my money. Like, it's easier than putting a show together and trying to draw a crowd. Instead, you can just steal from a crowd that already exists and do it that way. And you're afraid that if you let John go, the money train goes with it. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's Chad. I don't know if Chad is if I don't talk about John, my money will dry up kind of guy. I don't think Chad cares if his money dries up. And I think that's why his money will probably never dry up and he'll always have some coming in because he's a bit of a loose cannon. He's a bit of a wild card and he's willing to go further than a lot of other people. So apparently John got Chad's Patreon taken down. And then Chad got another Patreon, or he didn't get another Patreon. He had another Patreon. He'd had it for 5 years and it was still up. And now he believes that John got that Patreon taken down as well. This was a tweet from this morning. So my second Patreon that has been active for 5 years has been reported and removed because of a community guidelines violation. No one will be charged, and if you were, you will be refunded. I am under attack with false strikes, and we know who is behind all of it. This is war. Now, he's saying it's because of a community guidelines violation. Now, the insinuation on that is that Stuttering John reported his Patreon and got his second Patreon taken down. I don't believe that. Here's what I believe. I believe that Chad had his original Patreon. John did get that taken down. John or the legend or whoever. And he lost. Now he lost his second one. But I think he lost this second one. And again, Chad can correct me if I'm wrong. They took down the second one because it would be ban evasion, right? Because he still has a Patreon up after he got another one banned. Or maybe Patreon doesn't work that way. If he got it taken down because of terms of service, that fucking sucks. That's horrible. I'm against that. I don't think people should do that to people. I think, you get to say what you want on your show. The other guy gets to say what he wants on his show. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And then you turn off your fucking computer, you go outside and you live your fucking life, which Chad has done an amazing job of because he used to not do that. He used to live on the internet. Now Chad goes to the gym and he's still biking and maybe he's still setting Cheetos up for fake assaults. I don't know, but he's doing things and he has hobbies, which is good. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, you end up fat and hunchbacked and miserable like Patrick, who sits on Discord writing steel toe fan fiction all day, which pretend I'm not on your mind, sweetie. Pretend. By the way, you're welcome for the life I give you. You never say thank you. And it hurts my feelings when I know that all you want for Christmas is me and a set of man's shoulders. Sorry. Can't do either one of them for you. So anyway, Chad says that John got the Patreon taken down. I don't think John got the Patreon taken down. But why not? And here's an idea. Stop fucking around with John. First of all, it's been like, what, 3 years? 4 years these retards have gone, you know who fuck when you know who's stupid? Stuttering John. Who's stupid? The guy that you're making a living off of, or the people still making the living off the stupid guy? I would say the people making the living off the stupid guy are below the stupid guy. So what you're saying to me is, you know he's irrational, you know he's a scumbag, you know he does gay ops, you know he tries to get shit taken down, but yet you still instigate and you taunt him. And this is like people who poke at a dog and they get bit and then they go back and keep poking the dog. How many times am I supposed to feel bad for you? How many times am I supposed to feel bad for any of these retards who don't learn a fucking lesson? Just admit, here, fuck with John as much as you want, but admit this one thing. Just be honest. It's the lying that bothers me. The lying bugs me because none of you fuckers can tell the truth. And I got to bring it to you. You need John. Just say, if I stopped fucking with John, don't say it's fun no, it's not fun. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's retarded. Just admit that without him, you couldn't make any money. Without him, you wouldn't have an audience. Everybody who's in that Dabbleverse, just admit that you tried to do it without John, and before John came along, nobody watched you. You had no success. And if you leave John, just say you're afraid that the same thing's going to happen. Try it. Just do it. Just be honest for a minute. You know, I think Patrick could be honest. I really do. He could say, I can't not talk about Steel Toe. I wouldn't make any money. My show would fail. I'd had a failing show for 20 years before I was able to grab onto Aaron's coattails and ride him to Aaron took me to the promised land. And if I let go of his cape, I'd fall to the ground, smash into a million pieces. It would look like the Hindenburg. I think he would admit that. But I think a lot of these guys with the John stuff, I don't think they'd be able to admit that they can't stop talking about John, because if they did, they'd lose money, they'd lose viewers, and nobody would care because, quite frankly, they grabbed onto a weird guy's coattails and it made them lots of money. They didn't get there on their own. They couldn't make a good show. They just watched a train wreck for 4 years. I would have so much respect for the first person who had a shred of fucking honesty and would say it. Funeral director with $2 says, do you think Shuley's show should admit he needs John? Of course he should. And, Shuley, if he's being honest, would say he needs John. I think that's fair because we have documented evidence, much like Melton and I. We have documented evidence before Steel Toe and after Steel Toe. You're welcome. I own you guys. I think Shuley has the same thing. You look at the numbers before John and after John, it is not comparable. They need John. Carl, same thing, needs John. You don't think these guys want to do this, do you? I hope they don't want to. Hey, do you want to talk about stuttering John multiple times a week nonstop for 4 years? I hope your answer would be fuck no. But there's nothing wrong with admitting you need him. He's your bread and butter. You have to have him. You can't stop talking about him. Just do that. I don't like this false macho pro wrestling bravado that's like, we don't need John. We just like it because we look down on him and we pick on him. No, you look up at him. A, he's accomplished more in his career than any of us have. And that stings for a lot of these people. And B, he's the only reason you generate viewership and income. Now, I can say that because that's not the case with me. But you need to be able to admit it. Now, again, Chad, I don't think Chad has that problem. I think Chad is a madman. I think he's in the vein of Rowdy Roddy Piper, Chad Zumock. I don't think Chad needs John at all. I think John could I think a lot of the times John picks on Chad first. Chad doesn't need John, and he knows that. So stop picking on him. Stop fucking around with him. Stop giving him an ounce of oxygen, and all this shit would go away. Yeah, MSO says once bitten. That's exactly the lesson that needs to be learned here. Once bit, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me, can't get fooled again. So, to the people who do endless John content, admit that you're nothing without him. Just like Melton can admit he's nothing without me. And if you're Chad, keep fucking hammering everybody else. You'll be more than fine. More than fine. Funeral director with $2 says, Shuley thinks he accomplished more than Stuttering John, though. No, because they had similar positions at Stern, and you can't compare Howard 100 News with working on the Tonight Show. You can make fun of him. You can say, oh, well, he did the announcer thing and he sucks, so they made him a writer. He was still the announcer and the writer on the most popular late night program, arguably of all time, if not second behind Johnny Carson. So, John has accomplished more than the people picking on him. That's just as Kevin Brennan would say, that's a fact, Jack. Can't let a chick win, y'all. Gray Duckling with another $40. Thank you, pal. Oh, my God. That's going to put Gray Duckling at $101, which puts him $59 behind Crunchy. Thank you, Gray Duckling. It puts him solidly in second place. $40. That also means that we've knocked it out for tonight. We knocked out this morning's goal. And 40 minus 10. We're $30 ahead for tomorrow morning. Holy shit. And we're throwing Gray Duckling 2 more Stonies. God damn, man. You got a lot of these. Got a lot of these coming your way. Gray Duck with 2 more. Holy shit, guys. What a successful Monday. Knocking out the morning. Maybe we need to start doing these afternoon shows more often. Holy Christ. Anything you guys throw at us for the rest of the night goes towards tomorrow morning. Again, thank you very much. And anyone who throws in $20 or more is getting $50 to Stonies. 1, 2, 3. We got 5 left. 5 of these left for the night. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Suicide Jockey says, how well did they do when John left the internet? They didn't stop talking about him. They still dug up old clips and would still talk about John, and they kept the thing going. MSO says, whatever happened to Crunchy? She threw us $160 yesterday. She's number 1 on the list. Perfect. So yeah, I it's too bad that Chad lost his Patreon, his second Patreon. John shouldn't do shit like that to people, but John will do shit like that to people. And just because we all like to sit here on our moral cloud and we all like to sit here and go, it's wrong to do gay ops, it's wrong to take down people's shit, doesn't mean you should just be a blind fucking retard and not insulate yourself and protect yourself from gay ops. Like, log out of your Google account. I can be self-deprecating too. Funeral director with $2 says, why do you think Bob left Shuley's show? Well, I can only go based on what Bob Levy said, and that was he wanted to have more fun, and he wanted to do less of the works and the fighting. I was thinking about this. I was listening to some Bob Levy clip this weekend while I was doing dishes for the children, while I was being the scullery maid in the kitchen. I put my headphones on. I listened to a little Levy. And he was talking, and I went, God damn, man, I should invite Bob back on the show. Bob would come on. Bob would do the show. I should have Bob on some morning. I think I'd have a good time talking to Bob. I think Bob left because, he's tired of that shit. He wants to do a show his way, and he wants to just, have a good time. Bob's a laid-back guy. He doesn't want to get in fights and beefs and feuds all the time, Like, I don't want to get in, serious fights and beefs. Like, I want to poke people and have fun with them and smile and giggle and then watch. Like, I like the dynamic Melton and I have, which is I poke him, I prod him. He goes, I fucking hate him. Aaron's a piece of shit. Look at him. He's eating spaghetti.
Fuck off and shut the fuck up.
I like that I laugh, I smile, I poke fun. He goes mental, and I go off and just live my life. And he goes on to Discord after his show. I bet SP is making him wear that wristband. Imagine being that gay. I like the dynamic we have. I make him lose his shit. And then I go off and tra-la-la and traipse around like a homo. I love it. It's great. Did you go to bed like Crunchy told you, says Taste Fairy Ialto. Did I go to bed like, what did I do after the... Yeah, you know what? I did. SP and I went to bed. We watched the morning show and we watched Landman. By the way, that Landman, I know multiple people who watch this show suggested Landman to me. Great fucking call, guys. Really great call. I appreciate you guys recommending that show to me because it is really good. But the only problem is, like, now I find myself, like, my inner monologue, it's now Billy Bob Thornton's character from that show. So, like I was just playing some game on my computer this afternoon, just hanging out. And I start talking about, like, in my head, my inner monologue is talking about what I'm going to do next in the game. Medieval 2, Total War, by the way. And I just start talking in, God, what's his fucking name now? I can't remember. Tommy Norris. I start talking like Tommy Morris in my head, and I'm like, Tommy Norris. I'm really watching too much fucking Landman. I really am. Funeral director with $2 says, Shuli is to Stuttering John as Melton is to Yuto. No, Melton gets like incensed and enraged and like angry and upset and like commits crimes and shit. Whereas Shuli is more playful with his shit. Melton's got a screw loose. Like, we've damaged and hurt Melton, but he was already damaged and hurt before. I can't take the full credit for it. Like, I was supposed to be gone by now, but he couldn't get the fucking job done. So now he's kind of like grasping at straws. And Shuli is more like, I'll just do my fucking show. I'll make my money off of John. And then, like, he's got kids and a life and shit. Like, Shuli's one of those guys, like, I defended him on the ESO thing. And Shuli and I aren't, like, enemies. Shuli and I aren't friends. We're just two guys on the internet who do shows. There's no reason for us to be nice or mean to each other. And I defended him on that ESO stuff because people were saying some dumb things just because they don't like Shuli. And I was saying, of course, Shuli didn't know, and this has to be a horrifying thing to find out about, that your producer had a shitload of CP, you know. That's got to be, you know, Shuli's got a daughter. He's got to feel awful about this. And he DM'd me after I said that, and he goes, hey, man, thanks. I appreciate you getting my back like that. And it's like, it's not an I'm getting Shuli's back thing, and it's not a Shuli's kissing my ass thing. It's just, I call it like I see it. He calls it like he sees it. That's the way it is. Melton is much more, like, the projection about me from him and his ilk is really, it gives you an insight to how disturbed he is psychologically. Like when he says, Aaron doesn't think about the future, he just thinks about now. It's like, no, that doesn't really work. But you and your ilk, you guys live your lives minute by minute thinking about me. That's a fucked up, troubled place to be. And then the projection you have is explosive. People in the chat writing about that projection that Melton does right now. Pants Maestro with $1 says, just come out already, Aaron. There's nothing wrong with being the proud gay man you are. We love you. When have I not been the proud gay man I am? Fuck you. When have I not been gay? Am I not gay enough for you, Pants Maestro? That's the other thing I get sent by fans. The other thing I get sent by fans is like, yeah, the Melton fans are too retarded to know, like, when we're fucking around for fun. They think it's all serious. Like, yikes. These guys are weird. $4.99 from Coyote NV says, are you watching Falcons, Raiders, or Vikings, Bears? Bro, what the fuck? Is that even a question? I ain't turning off that Vikings game. I don't give a fuck about Kirk. We put Kirk to bed. Plus, the Bucks are on a roll right now. They ain't giving up first place. McBuster says that faux rant was absolutely something a complete gay F word would do. Shit. God damn it. I knew it wouldn't work. Richard Head says, Aaron, the city called and said you need to start washing your shirts outside because the pipes are getting clogged with too much cum water. First of all, that's not a thing. The water would clearly dilute any cum. Second of all, why would there be so much cum? Why? I don't know, Aaron. That's what we're asking you. Richard Ed says, oh, no, I'm sorry. Dive Bar says, Landman is a good show, but it just sucks that you have to wait 7 days for the next episode. I don't know. That's kind of, I like that. I miss that a little bit. The anticipation, like The Walking Dead was that way. You had to wait 7 days for The Walking Dead, first like 6 seasons. And you were like, holy shit, I can't wait till the next episode. And you would think about what would happen and you would imagine it and you would, what's going to be next? And, are they going to be able to keep the prison safe from the governor? Shit like that. MSO says tonight's game canceled due to drone activity. Oh, well, shit. Oodles of Toodles asking if I got my brakes fixed. Yeah, they're all done. Mitch got them done. I was really excited that Mitch was able to get the Tahoe in today. Fixed it, no problem. Did a great job. Oh, my lug nut key, by the way. Actually, this isn't embarrassing for me. This is embarrassing for Firestone. Right where I fucking said it was. I was like, I know I have my lug nut key. And I said, well, it must be hanging up in my garage because I have this like round thing and the lug nut keys all have holes in them. And I have like 3 of them that are on this ring or on this little holder thing. And I was like, well, I must have them hanging up in the garage somewhere. Because I told the Firestone guy, if they're not in the back or if they're not in the side compartment in the back, there's a side compartment that has my jack and my tire iron and everything else. And I swear to God, my lug nut key is in there. He goes, no, we can't find it anywhere. And when you have custom rims, you got to bring your own tools here. I'm like, that's fucking gay, but okay. Before I went to buy a lug nut key, I went and looked in that little side thing and fucking lug nut key. Wildly annoyed. Wildly annoyed. I was right the entire time. Lazy fuckers, the whole lot of them. MSO says, I always kept mine with the jack. That's where mine was. They gaslit me into thinking that I had it hanging up somewhere. Funeral director with $2 says Vikings are going to lose. And you ball wash Shuley? I didn't ball wash Shuley. I said Shuley should admit that without John, he really wouldn't do the numbers he does. And I don't think that's even shitting on someone. That's pretty fair. Pants Maestro with $1 says, I know why Matt had to leave. The sexual tension was too much for you two to hide. Matt, somebody did give us $50. Matt will be back for at least one night before the new year. Matt's going to find a day to come into the show. Wild card with $59.01. That puts him at 160.01. Gray Duckling is now beating Crunchy. And that now puts us $90 into tomorrow's goal. I can do this. Shut up, fuckers. I can do this math. There we go. 260. Away from tomorrow morning. Wow. Thank you, Wild Card. Wow. That is great. And now that was over 50, right? We got to play him the $50.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Thank you very much, Gray Duckling. And that means another couple of Stony. Gray Duckling is going to be bathing in Stony. What did he pay? 20 for him? You turn around. Sell these gift cards for $30, make yourself a $10 profit. Why the fuck not, right? And Gray Duckling is now in first place and has overtaken Crunchy. Wow. And that means we have 3 more Stoney's gift cards to send out to you, our lovely fans. Anyone who sends in, did I say wild card? I'm sorry, Gray Duckling says, I'm not wild card, fucker. I'm so sorry. I was mailing out gift cards to wild card today. And when I mailed out the gift cards to wild, that got in my head. I apologize, Gray Duckling. That was terrible on my part. I apologize. Atomic Ray says, where do you keep the keys to your house? On my key ring, on my car key ring. Cheeseburger Pie keeping up the stalker bit. He said he doesn't lock the house. I do. I lock my house. I lock myself in every night. I lock myself in my home. And by the way, I'm against that. That goes against every fiber in my being. I'm from the suburbs. We kept our doors unlocked at night. I still think it's fine to keep your doors unlocked at night, but I don't know. I give in to societal pressure or something. Fuck you, dude says, you look like the type to keep the title to your car in the glove box. No, it's in my safe. I have a little safe. I keep my birth certificate and my title to my car and some old coins that my grandpa had and a bunch of other shit in my safe. You know, some people keep illicit drugs in their safe. Wild concept. Happy birthday. I keep very important documents in mine. Funeral director says, need lug nuts off for an oil change. Lamau, what? No. I had my brakes done, you fucking... Funeral director, try to keep up with the conversation. Otherwise, don't join in. Come on, son. You got to be quick. Let's get snappy. Funeral director, you can do this. I believe in you. I told you earlier today you had to try harder. You can do this. I believe in you. You're a parent. Lock your doors at night, for Christ's sake. Don't whine about it. Fuck that. We should be able to whine about the fact that in this country, you feel like you have to lock your doors at night. That sucks. I hate that because it's not like I'm going, oh, back in the day, or those were the days. Those days really did exist where people could keep their doors unlocked. I lived in that world. I lived that life. And I think it sucks that you really can't live that way anymore. I mean, you still could. But, and I lock my doors. I do. I'm guilty. Coyote NV with $4.99 says, are you drinking tonight? No. No, I'm not drinking. I don't feel like drinking tonight. It is going to sound so gay. Oh, no. Beer just sounds heavy. That's not going to go well. I don't want to look at the chat after I talk that way. I don't want to talk that way and then talk to the chat. Beer just sounds so heavy when I'm watching football. I don't want to see what they're saying. I'm blocking it out. I can't see it. The chat ninja on my OBS only has the money ones up there. So I don't have to look at what I'm going to click off there. Now I can't see the chat. If I have a beer or two during the game, I'm just going to feel kind of puffy, you know? And I don't want to feel like that. Makes me feel vulnerable. All right, here we go. Sam Show, Jesus fuck. Panstro says, Aaron keeps the important things in his safe. Both divorce decrees, legal charging documents, all the important stuff. I burned my first divorce decree. I'm very proud of the second one, so I still have that one. Very proud of the second divorce decree. Got the fuck out of there while getting was good. Skeezy Whitefish says, I'd lock my doors too if I lived in Little Mogadishu. MSO says, as long as you got deadly force, does it really matter? Maybe not. Maybe I had to get my Kimber 45, the ice color. Ooh, at Midland. I got to show you guys the Kimber that I found. I like it. Guns and cars, though. You tell people what kind of gun you want. That gun sucks. It's shitty. Tell people what car you want. That sucks. It's shitty. You better drink that bloody, though, says Taste Fairy Ialto. Oh, shit. I didn't get bloody stuff. Wait a minute. But I don't think I had a bloody last week either. Last week we played the Falcons, right? I didn't have a bloody last week. We kicked the shit out of the Falcons. Shit, I did have a bloody last week. My buddy and I have. Oh, fuck. Ruh-roh. I don't have time. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. I owe you guys an hour of overtime. I can't. God damn it. Is there any? I got that really shitty Oofta juice Bloody Mary mix, but I think I'm out of vodka. I switched back to bourbon to make old fashions. I've got gin. Ugh, who wants to use gin for a Bloody Mary? Hold on, let's see if it. Can you use gin for a bloody? Yes, you can use gin in a Bloody Mary, and it can be a great choice for gin lovers. Yeah, but all I have is Oofta juice. And I really don't want to drink that shit. Get it delivered. I'm not going to DoorDash booze. Are you fucking kidding me? Taste Fairy Ialto says, don't tempt fate. Snowcat Tish says, that's it. The Vikings will lose. Good going, Aaron. How's this? If we're behind at halftime, I'll go get Bloody Mary shit. Cheeseburger says, I got 50 on the Bears. It's settled. Oh, no. Just grovel and beg SP as usual. She'll like that. Fuck you, dude says, you're an alcoholic. You can do whatever you want. I really don't want to drink. SP says, text someone to bring you vodka. But that's so fucking weak. That's so weak. Oh, let's see what would have happened if I would have went down to the stadium to go to the game tonight. Are the club seats looking good? Or am I not going to regret not going to regret not going to this one? Chad Buzamok says, Aaron, Vikings are going to lose now that you're not doing the traditional bloody. I know, believe you me, you guys have me fucking hyperventilating right now. I'm really, holy shit. The cheapest ticket in the house is $364. There's like nothing left. You want to sit club? You're looking at $556 just for upper club. Oh, you know what? The Vikings are too good this year. The fucking Viking trick doesn't work anymore because the Vikings are too fucking good. The Cardinals game was the cheapest one I found this year, $170 for club seating, which is really good, by the way. That's really good. Oh, shit. Now you guys have me in a panic. Can we also make a gin-based bloody? Oh, did I not read that to you? Yes, it said you can make a gin-based bloody, but that Oofta juice is so dog shit, too. Just get some Kharkov or Phillips. It'll be fine. Can't. Don't worry, Aaron. No need to stress. Without your bloody, how can they win? This loss will be on you and you alone. If I Venmo Cheese, since he hangs out outside my house anyway, if I Venmo Cheese, will he grab me just like a little bit of, will he grab me a bottle of Tito's? Chad and I have that in common. A bottle of Tito's and some spicy Bloody Mary mix. Actually, what I'd like is like tomato juice and then add my own spices. I think that would be kind of fun. I want to start making my own. But, God, now you guys have me all fucked up. No, the Vikings can't lose because of me. This has been such a good day. We knocked out the morning. We're way ahead for tomorrow. We're fucking crushing it right now. Steel Toe is back, baby. The last 3 weeks have been incredible, and now I'm going to fuck the Vikings over. And I'm going to fuck them over in the worst way possible. Oh, shit. And I wasn't going to drink tonight. I was like, I don't really feel like drinking. Like, I just don't want to. Like, I'm just not one of those people who's like, yeah, just fucking drink, man. I just don't want to drink today. Sometimes you feel it. Sometimes you don't. I don't feel it today. But shit, you're right. Every time I've had a bloody, they fucking won. And the 2 games I haven't had a bloody, they've lost. Detroit, I wouldn't order one before the game because I'm like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to go to the stadium and order because I went to the Lions game with my buddy. And I'm like, it's kind of you're a pain in the ass to order a Bloody Mary at a stadium bar. So I didn't do it. And then I was at SP's and I didn't have a Bloody for the Rams game and we lost that one. I went back to the Bloody and we won. Fuck. Rexstart says, now the best case is just a loss. Worst case is somebody gets injured for the season. Dude, honestly, the only way I can go get this shit in time for the game is if you guys cut me loose a half hour early. Like if I leave at 6:30, I run out, I get it, I come back. And tomorrow night, you guys get the overtime. But you guys have thrown so much fucking money at me that wouldn't be okay. And now I know that Rex and Chad Buzamok are purposely trying to make me feel like shit about this, and they're right. Down goes the purple team. Chad Buzamok says, get Cheese to bring you the needed ingredients for the Bloody, or just don't worry, and when your Vikings lose, you know it's on you. Yeah, this is not sitting well with me. West Coast Patriot Girl says, you can have one and then stop, I've heard. Yeah, I'm great at having one and then stopping because after one, I'm fucked up. Chad Buzamok says, we don't need to cut you loose. Get it delivered. Cheese. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit, I'm not connected to the... I'm not connected to the thing. Hello, Ryan the Garbage Man. What's up?
Hey, you don't really want to break a streak.
I do. I understand. I know. I know that's bad juju. Likes to get fucked in the ass while dressed as a cow.
Whoa,
nothing. It's nothing. It's a thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're always bragging up your lady friend, how awesome she is. I mean, I would assume she would be so awesome that she would bring over a bottle of Tito's for you and some mix.
Oh shit, Mike! The Tahoe is still at Mr. O's. Yeah. Oh shit! All right. Yeah, I can't even go out to get this shit. All right.
No, you need her to go get
Look, overtime is me trying to figure out how to keep this tradition alive. Thank you, Ryan the Garbage Man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got to figure this shit out. Look. Here's what I need. Give Cheese my gift cards. Gave your Bloody. I have your Bloody. I can't handle this shit. No, I would want to still Venmo Cheese. Cheese, you're not going to do this for Stoney's gift card. Well, he is a drunk. No, I'm not going to pay Cheese in Stoney's gift cards. Cheese, if you get me a $7.50 at Tito's, that'll last me a couple months. You get me a $7.50 at Cheetos and some Bloody Mary mix, I would be forever in your debt. And if you drop it off, Cheese, confirm you heard this and that you're on your way. Cheese will get your Tahoe and vodka. Yeah, but I want my Tahoe won't make it back here though. That's for sure. Cheese, let me know if you are hearing this. If this message is being received. Coyote NV says, go get some vodka. I can't go get... Oh. Cheeseburger Pie says, all right, but I can't drive to cars. What the fuck are you talking about, Cheese? You can't drive to... Like, you can't drive cars? Hold on, I have another idea. Do you have any vodka? Like, you know how you borrow a cup of sugar from your neighbor? Maybe I could borrow a cup of vodka from my neighbor so I can keep the streak alive for the Vikings. Because, like, this is a real thing. Like, this has been tested. The fucking Vikings lose when I don't have a Bloody before the game. Fuck you, dude, with $2 says, don't worry, I texted the owner and coach and let them know you are to blame for the loss tonight. Pants Maestro with $1 says, Cheese, I'll vendor you too if you get Aaron some good butter. I have good butter. Really good butter. The best. The slimiest. Brett Mack says, what time are you going till? I told them that if they knocked out tonight's goal and if they knocked out the morning show, what we were short on the morning show, that I would do an hour of overtime. So I'm going till kickoff. Just order delivery, you obtrusive skinflint. I don't think, do we have that? I'm so out of touch. Shit, my neighbor doesn't have any vodka. Damn it. Damn it. What are you here for? If we lose, it's my fault. No traditional bloody. You can't DoorDash booze, can you? Is that a thing? See, that's how you know I'm not an alcoholic. I didn't know you could DoorDash booze. That is a fucking sad thing to do, though. I'm going to tell you right now. Can't even find my DoorDash app. Where is the fucking thing? It's got to be here somewhere. I'm a fat fuck. I've got DoorDash. There it is. Found it. Found it, everybody. HBP says DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart, Walmart, or Target delivery. $1 from Gray Duckling says likely story from a drunk. Thank you. All right. Holiday, convenience, grocery, alcohol. Yay, everybody. Southtown Liquors. Sartell Liquor. Where's fucking West Side? West Side Liquor. Nope. Just got Sartell Liquor, and it takes a while to get there from here. Hold on, I'm getting a call. I have to mute the mic. I muted the mic. I'm not a raging alcoholic. She said, she goes, if you admit you're a little bit of an alcoholic, I'll bring your blood. Because I guess I have Bloody Mary stuff there. And she said, if you admit you're a little bit of an alcoholic, I'll bring it to you. No, Cheese. She says he's on the way. All right, I guess we're good. Cheese is on the way. She's like, is this a serious thing? And I'm like, not really. Like, I'm kind of fucking around and having a good time with the audience. And but like, also, I'm a giant sports fan, so I'm remarkably superstitious. And I am worried that if I don't have this bloody before the game, that the Vikings are going to fucking lose and it's going to be my fault. Oh, boy. Cheese says on the way. All right, I'm believing Cheese. Don't get me shitty vodka. Please get Tito's. Like, I'm not asking for the world. I'm not asking for top shelf shit. I'm just asking for respectable. And don't make me drink that fucking oofta juice either. Oh, and can you grab me some, I think I'm out of Rimmer. If you could give me some Rimmer. That's a horrible thing to have to ask a man. If you get me some Bloody Mary Rimmer, that would be great. And I'll Venmo you for the fucking thing. And I'll tip you. I'll tip very nice. I'll tip very nice. Thank you, Cheese. Now Cheese is going to jerk off in your bathroom, idiot. No, Cheese, you drop it off outside by the door. Fucking weirdo. And thank you. Nana's Clam says, R.I.P. Aaron, poisoned by crazed fan for the dumbest reason possible. Cheese, leave everything fucking sealed. Everything sealed. You know what? This is a bad idea. Cheese, don't do this. Cheese, you know what? Cheese, abandon the mission. You know what? I'll just say, fuck it. The Vikings will win. I'm not going to do the Bloody Mary thing today. And when I don't do the Bloody Mary thing, it'll prove that it was all just a superstition and it doesn't matter. Okay? That just made me really anxious. Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, people saying that cheese is going to poison my booze makes me more nervous. So I'm going to say abort mission, Cheese. Cheese, please write in if you know that I just said abort mission and that I don't need Cheese's delivery service. And you should have all the booze for yourself. Gray Duckling says too late. Chad Buzamok says they're gonna lose. MSO says I'm about to lay big money on the Bears now. Pants Maestro says lick the bottle, Cheese. Nana's Clam says, Aaron, you pussy, now the purple team will never win the trophy or whatever. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. I don't know what you guys are all worried about. Why you gotta fuck with me like that? You know I'm just at heart I'm just a big dumb superstitious sports fan. I played baseball for 15 fucking years from the time I was 10 to the time I was like 24. Baseball players are the most superstitious people there are. I wore my hats certain ways when we weren't doing well. I'd move around spots on the benches. I'd sit on the back of the bench. I'd fucking cross my feet a certain way if we needed a rally. Like, it's how I am. So just let Cheese stay home. I will live with the superstition. I'll white knuckle this shit. We'll win anyway, and it'll be fine. Nana's Clam says, negative, Cheese. Belay that order. He's not listening, is he? Coyote NV with $4.99 says, great show. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. You guys are $100 into tomorrow's show now. Thank you. Rusty Grammer says, Cheese is a solid friend. I've known him for a long time. He is great. He will go out of his own way to help a buddy. Yeah, Chad Buzamok says, autism. A little bit. A little bit. Atomic Ray says, Cheese watches you more than Melton. Why would he poison you? You ever heard of the fan that shot Selena? Rexstart parody account says, Aaron boldly taking a stand and pissing directly into the wind. See, you guys are making me feel like I'm responsible. Aaron, if you watch the game, the Vikings will lose. If you don't watch, we will win. Take off the jersey if you don't hate the Vikes. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Cheese wouldn't harm anyone. He might steal the neighbor's electric, but his neighbor is a fag, so who cares? Nana's Clam says, this is called you are paying your stupid tax. If you really cared, you would have the supplies necessary. He's not wrong. Taste Fairy says, well, there goes the season. Chad Buzamok says, Cheese is going to be so happy once delivered and he gets to sit on the love seat with you, Aaron, to watch the game. MSO, you're a dick. He says, I hope you get grain alcohol. Cheeseburger Pie says, fuck, I just left the store. Bring it. Bring it, Cheese. Let me know how much you want. Gray Duckling said I should pay you in Stoney's gift cards, and I'm really not against it if you like that idea. But I'd like to Venmo. If you will take the Venmo, I would rather Venmo you. The fucking $70 I just had you go get and fucking Rimmer and Bloody Mary mix and vodka. The fucking $30 $7.50 at Tito's. The fucking $20 in fucking accoutrement that I need just so the Vikings don't lose tonight. He just wants to sit and watch the game with you. No money. No, I'm watching the game by myself. I haven't watched many. I like watching games by myself sometimes, and I haven't watched a game by myself this year. I don't think I've watched a game by myself. She says I'll send the bill to PayPal. That's a good idea. Give Cheese my gift cards. Have your bloody can't handle this shit. I think I read that one already. Thank you, guys. Cash says, this is your amazing show. Reading the chat. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes when it gets really stupid and retarded and silly, yeah. Sometimes for overtime, we'll just do that, Cashco. Don't take it so seriously. Hey, I wanted to get to this today. I got to get out of the chat because not only is Cashco right, but now I'm nervous about my superstition, and I got to make, and that Bloody Mary has to be poured before kickoff, or I'm fucked. I don't have to drink it before the end of the game or before the beginning of the game. My bloody has always started the game with me. Trump says he will end daylight savings time. This would be great. But he's got to end it at the one spring forward, fall back, right? He's got to end it at the spring forward one. So after we spring forward, no more daylight savings time. Because when you spring forward, the days get longer. I like that. You know, I don't mind if it doesn't get light out until like 7 or 8 o'clock. I don't give a shit about that. If it stays light out until, you know, what would that change? Winters here in Minnesota, it would be light out until like 6 in the dead of winter. That would be a lot better than like 4:30, 5 o'clock, what it is now. In the summertime, in the summertime, it would be the fucking same, you fucking retard. But you get the idea. President-elect Trump issued a brief statement saying that Republicans would work to end daylight savings time. Daylight savings time was proposed by Ben Franklin in 1784 as a way to increase productivity by allowing people more time to sleep when it's dark. The policy was adopted in 1918 in the U.S., but many states refused to participate, including Arizona, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico. Trump offered an explanation why he believes that ending daylight savings time is in Americans' interests, saying the Republican Party will use its best efforts to eliminate daylight savings time, which has a small but strong constituency. But shouldn't daylight savings time, has a small but strong constituency, but shouldn't, there's no punctuation, that fucked me up. Daylight savings time is inconvenient and very costly to our nation, he said. Well, I think it would be a popular idea, right? It would. I think people would enjoy that. I think they'd be for it. No, Cheeseburger Pie did not hear that I need a rim job. Stop it, you guys. Snowcat just says, nah, I like sunlight in the morning. Sunrise at 8:15 would suck. I don't know, man. I like those longer days. It's fucking depressing when it gets dark out at 4 something. I really hate that. That bums you out. Taste Fairy says, it'll be more like dark till 9 a.m. this time of year. That's okay. Rusty Grammar says, just talk to Cheese. You owe him, man. He's literally walking the fuck back in to get your rim salt gimmick. Oh, what a fucking guy Cheeseburger Pie is. Gray Duckling with $2 says, fuck, now you have to watch it with somebody. Trucker 18 Wheeler says, delusional much? It's not going to happen. HBEP says the Senate unanimously passed a bill to make daylight savings time permanent just a few years ago. The House never voted on it. Well, you're going to have to stop it somewhere. Like, if you're going to end it, you got to end it either in the spring or in the fall. And you got to decide which time you're going with, and we got to stick to that one. So are we sticking to what it is now? Or during the spring equinox when it's, what is it, March 20th? I think is the next time we move the clocks forward. Are we going to stop it then? When do you want to stop? You want to stop it now where it is right now? Or you want to stop it in a few months? We got to figure this out. Nana's Clam says, Cheese, make sure you bleed into the mixer. You and Aaron will be blood brothers. Cheese says, no, it's like 40, but do it with PayPal. God damn, Cheese is a fucking thrifty shopper. $40? Get the fuck out of here. What a guy, this Cheese. He goes shopping for me. He finds me Tito's and Bloody Mary mix and Rimmer for $40. This guy's the real deal. Shit. Thank you, pal. Let's see here. We got what? 3? All right. Next 3 people who throw in $20 to Steel Toe are getting $50 to Stoney. Wait, no, the next 2. Because Cheese gets a Stoney's. I got to set one aside for Cheese. We'll pay him his $40 for his booze, but we'll tip him a $50 Stoney's gift card. Chad Buzamok says, I hope it's cheaper because it's shit vodka. Well, here, let's see. Like, Tito's isn't like top of the line. It's, you know, it's not like, Grey Goose Belvedere, you know. It's not top shelf, but it's respected. I like Tito's. $7.50 of Tito's. Shopping. I was wrong. It's about $25. Oh, that makes sense then. Okay. Well, good. Hey, cheese, good shopping, buddy. Nice work. Squirrel Boy Q says, Aaron, I'm not gay, guys, I promise. Also, Aaron, if I could get a rimmer from cheese, I'd be so happy. No, rimmer doesn't. Rimmer doesn't mean what you. Cheese wants to know if you'll be serving hors d'oeuvres. I have white queso. If you're hungry, in the parlor we'll be serving white queso. We also have some birthday cake left over from the party. How's that? Chad Buzamok says, I hope it's a flavored vodka that won't work with bloodies, but since you have this superstition, you will need to drink it. Boy, Chad Buzamok's just hoping for the worst possible outcome out of this whole thing. Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, moving on. We got other stuff. Holy shit, Trump was all over the place today. I got lots of Trump stuff for you. Donald Trump is not happy that the Biden administration is selling off border wall material. You saw this, right? You saw that Joe Biden's administration was like using auction sites to auction off sections of border wall. It's purely out of spite. They want to get rid of it before Trump can come in and use it and build his border wall with like materials that the Biden administration paid for. It's like I said, it's so shitty. It's such a dog shit move to make. And Trump wants to look into whether or not it's illegal. He says the administration is trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar, knowing that we are getting ready to put it up. And what they're doing, it's almost a criminal act. They know we're going to use it. And if we don't have it, we're going to have to rebuild it. And it'll cost double what it cost years ago. Yeah, construction material has gone way up under that lovely Biden administration. And that's hundreds of millions of dollars. They're trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar. And that's really, it has nothing to do with a smooth transition. That has to do with people really trying to stop our nation. That is a real shitbag move, though. I mean, I'm just really getting tired of all these Biden administration people being the thing they accuse Trump of. Just going like, oh, he's going to prosecute all his enemies. It's like, oh, you mean like put like 30-some felony charges on him for bullshit reasons? You mean change the laws so that he can be sued for bullshit reasons? Shit like that? Cool. Oh, man, this guy, he's going to be so petty and he's going to forgive all his friends. Oh, you mean like pardoning his son, his felon son? For a specifically 11-year period? Yeah. Oh, man, he's going to be so petty. He'll just undo things just to do it because he doesn't like Biden. Oh, you mean like sell off a border wall at a huge loss that'll only cost the taxpayers more money because you don't like the guy who's coming in? What a fucking dick. What an asshole. I mean, it's probably not illegal. It's probably totally fine for Biden to do that, but it's still really shitty. Nothing you can do to stop him, though. That's like that Supreme Court case. Like that Supreme Court case said, if he does it while executing the office of the presidency, even if it were illegal, technically. I mean, it is funny how the Supreme Court kind of made Nixon right. I'm saying when the president does it, it's not illegal. And now that kind of checks out. Thank you very much, Patrick, for the $25. He says, you have my info. Yes, I do. Your Stoney's gift card is right here. It's safe with me. And now you guys are over $100 ahead for tomorrow. 240 away from tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much for your contributions. Tonight has been a fucking banger of a night. We have one more Stoney's gift card left. If we get rid of this one before I got to get out of here in a half hour, then what we'll do is I will put these in envelopes and I will address them during the Vikings game tonight, and I'll have them sent out tomorrow. And then we'll be way ahead for Stoney's gift cards. Thank you, guys. $20 gets 50. I appreciate your contributions tonight. You guys have been incredibly generous all over the place. J-Fish says, weird. Just like the money we printed in 2020, neither side talks about the money we are spending daily to not build the wall. It's a good point. It's a good point. We got a bit of a vodka debate breaking out in the chat. Rusty Grammer saying Tito's is way better than Grey Goose. Chad Buzamok says, I hope it's a flavored vodka that won't work with bloodies, but since you have this superstition, you will need to drink it. Why? Nana's Clam says, I hope cheese brings you Clamato and Bailey's. Nobody gets to make fun of cheese if he comes through on this deal. Angry Saxon says he wants you to drink Bloody Marys tonight. That means somebody is going to get penetrated. It doesn't have to mean that. Nana's Clam says, can you imagine being date-ard by a man named Cheese? I kind of feel bad for Aaron now. Wait a minute. Who says I'm getting date-ard? Are all of you saying that? Ye of little faith. Snowcat Tish says Belvedere is better than Tito's. I don't think I've ever had Belvedere, though. I've never been a huge vodka guy. I've had Dan Aykroyd's vodka, Crystal Skull vodka. Didn't like it. Didn't think it was very good. Belvedere bottle. What do we have? Belvedere. Really? I thought Belvedere was more expensive than... Not that $70 a bottle isn't, that's nothing to sneeze at, but I thought Belvedere was a little more than that. How much does a bottle of Belvedere? Let's $59.99. Wow. Well, don't fuck me in the mouth. I didn't know. Really? Shop Belvedere, $29.99. I thought it was a top shelf kind of deal, $34.99. I thought it was more expensive than Grey Goose was. See, I'm not a big vodka drinker. The Bloodies thing just started because I had a Bloody for the Vikings' first game of the year, and we kicked the shit out of the Giants, and I'm like, well, let's keep that shit going. People now just everyone in the chat is saying that I'm going to get R-worded by Cheese. God damn it. Now my butthole feels uncomfortable. As it should be, right? As it should be. Adam is getting $50 to Stoney's, and we are out of Stoney's gift cards. Thank you guys very much. I will address those during the Vikings game and get those sent out tomorrow morning after the show. Thank you guys for taking up all of the Stonies. Adam is now at 21. Thank you guys for all of your contributions and being, getting us down to almost $200 for tomorrow morning's show. Should be a nice and easy one. Chad Buzamok says he would, even if they were 0-13 and just for one win, even if they lost, he would say worth it for the chance. This is all gotten away from us. Who's the person who asked me if I was, this is Coyote NV's fault because he said, are you drinking for the game tonight? And I went, no, I'm not drinking for the game tonight. And then it was Chad Buzamok who said, what about that Bloody? Every time you've had a Bloody, they've won. And I'm like, no, because I didn't have a Bloody last week. I'm like, oh, shit, I did. I did have a Bloody last week. Fuck. Only 2 times I haven't, we lost. We fucking lost. All right. Bill Clinton. We got about 20 minutes of overtime left. You guys have been so great tonight. We did an Aaron in the afternoon show. And the numbers weren't bad. We're usually at 500 Rumble and YouTube for an evening show, and we're at 4 something. We were at 4 something at our peak, and we're in the high 3s, low 4s now. I mean, it's not that much of a drop off. And if we can guarantee that we draw like this from 4 to 6 regularly, I wouldn't mind switching to this time. Thank you guys for being so kind. Bill Clinton, this surprised me. I picked this clip for you guys because this shocked the hell out of me. I didn't think Bill Clinton would be an identity politics guy, but he seems to think it's the smart way for the Democrats to go. I kind of had Bill, I envisioned him as like one of those guys who went, like he's an older dude, so I thought he would be like, no, all that shit we're doing with identity politics just holding us back. We need to get back in touch with the everyman. But yeah, this bill I don't recognize, because he's one of those Democrats I still like. I mean, well, you got the Epstein Island stuff and shit, but like as a president, I thought he did a good job. And I also kind of had him figured as like more of an old school Democrat and not this new fucking pussy type that's out there now. Let's see what he had to say.
But there is a war going on in America now, essentially to try to dismantle the politics of inclusive tribalism. That is a politics that treats diversity as an asset. And no one can repeal it, but the idea is to make people around the edges feel that identity is a zero-sum game, not a positive-sum game.
You doddering old man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about anymore. Look at this globalist asshole with his Ukraine pin. No American flag lapel pin from our former president, our former commander-in-chief. Another globalist dickhead with a Ukraine lapel pin. You know what? I take back every nice thing I said about Bill Clinton. He's lost his mind. Because the politics of inclusivity, as he calls it, that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, diversity is supposed to be, what's the word for it? Not inconsequential. It's supposed to be incidental. It's supposed to be, hey, no matter what someone's race was, we picked the best person, and you're going to get some white people, you're going to get some black people, you're going to get some Asians, some Latino, you're going to get a little bit of everybody. But when you start doing things just because of the race they are, that's the shit people are complaining about. The shit people are complaining about is doing it just because they're white, or just because they're black, or just because they're gay, or just because they're trans. That's how we get that weird Rachel Levine chick from the Biden administration, is because they needed to check a box. That's the politics that people are rejecting, is the politics of DEI and box checking. Like, people aren't against diversity. They're against forced diversity. They're against establishing a little calculation, a little equation of what the perfect mix is, and then backtracking to that. And that, Bill Clinton having this idea that like, no, it's the politics of inclusivity. That's what it, no, it's not. It's the politics of kissing ass is what it is. So I'll say I'm disappointed in Bill on that one. By the way, Brett Mack says, nice change of pace with the afternoon show. Thank you. MSO says, Hillary keeps his dick in a jar by the door. Did you guys forget the word allegedly? Thank Bill Cuck Clinton for the true definition of is. That's true. It all works out in the end. Bill he made sure we knew what the definition of is. Nana's Clam says, if the Clintons are so inclusive, why did they have all those people killed on their way up? Guys, allegedly. Cheeseburger Pie says, I'm halfway home. Wait a minute, halfway home. You mean like halfway to my house? Oh, he says, turn off your garage lights, you hack. I left my fucking lights on at night in case people come over. I'm sorry, I'm being nice. Oh, he means the lights inside my garage? It's fair enough. Sorry for yelling. Jeremy, wow, we got a red boy. Hey. Thank you so much. Now we're inside at 200 for tomorrow morning's goal. Holy shit. Jeremy with $100 says, sup, fuckface. Hi, Dad. Good topics this morning. Don't get used to it. Clients nearby, so I had to keep pausing, so I missed the countdown. Well, we've blown past this morning's goal. We've crushed this evening's goal. In the first hour, we've taken down about half of tomorrow morning's goal. You guys are incredible, boy. I tell you what. Thank you so much for all of your guys' contributions. You guys are Truly too kind. That's what I always say. I said it this morning, too. I go, you know what? I'm bummed that we didn't knock out this morning's goal, but I said this audience always knocks it out. This audience always gets there eventually. And you not only did you, but you're way, way ahead for the week. So I super appreciate that. Thank you. Should we go see what she's got me? Let's go see what she's got me. And then maybe we'll make our bloody for the Vikings game and get ready. I'll be right back. All right, let's take a look. What a guy. She's send me your info so I can send you money. I got to pay you, and I got a Stoney's gift card here for you too, Cheese. So I need your address and I need your payment info. He says it's at the door. And the door was open. You could have come in. Cheese. Thanks, buddy. Come in next time. Give me your PayPal or Venmo. I'll send you something. Send address for Stoney's. I hope he, we'll tip him too for being such a gentleman. All right, let's see what happened, guys. I know Chad Buzamak wants this to be a disaster. Cheeseburger Pie says, let the man do a show and go Vikings. McBuster says, it's Melton's head in a bag. That would be so fucking... You know how much trouble I'd be in for receiving that? All right, let's... Now, first of all, Cheese is a good man. Everybody applaud Cheese. Cheese has endless steel toe cred. Nobody... I don't want his allegiance judged ever again. McBuster says, Cheese stole your butter dish, that motherfucker. Nana's Clam says, oh man, if Cheese just dropped a half gallon of skim milk, I will love him forever. That would be kind of funny. All right. Now it was Chad Buzamak who said it would be funny if he got you dog shit vodka, and that's why it's so cheap. Let's take a look at what he got. He got V8 original is as healthy as fuck, so now I can spice it up myself. Cool, I like that. And then we got, well, I know it's Tito's. He's a man of his word. Look at that, a nice little bottle of Tito's. Perfect, a nice 750 there. I don't need anything more than the 750. And... what a fucking guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Buffalo Creek Gourmet Seasoning. Bloody Mary seasoning. Now I got to find a Bloody Mary mix recipe. That, because I've never done like the V8 and then just dumped a bunch of spices and shit in it. What... What do I put in tomato juice for a Bloody Mary? With fresh tomato juice. All right, so we got, looks like we've got, all right, enough with the fancy pictures. Just give me the fucking nuts and bolts here. At our favorite Bloody Mary, horseradish, Worcestershire. I have Worcestershire. Hot sauce. I have hot sauce. Celery seed, I have that too. Salt, pepper, squeeze of lemon, and vodka. I have lemon juice. That should work. All right, so horseradish. I'm not a fucking weirdo. I don't have horseradish. What should we do? Can we do Cajun seasoning instead of horseradish? That'll do. All right, how much of each of these things, though? Here we go. 2 cups fresh tomato juice, 1 tablespoon of prepared horseradish or to taste, 3 shakes of Worcestershire sauce, 1 to 2 shakes of hot sauce or to taste, quarter cup celery seed, quarter teaspoon celery seed, quarter teaspoon celery salt, quarter teaspoon fresh ground black pepper. I'll put a little lemon pepper in there instead of lemon juice. Or maybe lemon. I'll do lemon juice. And then your favorite garnish. I don't need a fucking garnish. What am I, gay? What am I, fucking gay, bro? All right. Thank you so much, cheese. Now I've got all my bloody stuff. No, Atomic Ray, there doesn't need to be cum. Why is oh my God, everybody's writing cum. Don't know. Everybody write cum. Could some of you, could you do me a favor? Could you do me a favor? Could some of you not write cum? That would be nice. Like Brett Mack says bacon. That's kind of you to not write cum. Cheese says that's what you wanted. I know, you fucking crushed it, Cheese. You did a great job. You did it exactly right. But I don't want cum. Why is no cum? Chad Buzamok, cum is this? It's the same concept. No, Taste Fairy, saying semen is the same as saying cum. Snowcat Tish says, I did not suggest cum. Thank you for being a true pro. No, man goo is the same as cum. Sailor salt is the same thing. None of these words are tricking me. Trucker 18-wheeler with 199 says jizz. See, none of this. You guys, you know what? I need. This is my fault. I need to learn to stop asking you guys for things. Thank you, Nana's Clams, for not saying cum. I appreciate this. Rexdart parody account says essence. That's not necessarily cum. Essence can be a feeling. Sausage gravy says Taste Fairy Ialto. Well, sausage gravy is a real condiment. Shooting ropes, man AO. No, see, nut nectar, baby batter, guys, all of these things are just other words for cum. Brett Mack says, well, I knew there'd be cum, so I said bacon. Oh, thanks. Fucking douchebags. Oh, boy. Should we try to make this thing on the air? The last thing we do is make our Vikings bloody? Or should I no, because I got to do like the cup and the rim and all that shit. I don't have enough room to do all this stuff. But I have to make sure that the drink gets made before kickoff. So we're going to bail in about 5 or 10 minutes here. We've got a bunch of other stories we can get to. And I appreciate you guys hanging around like you have. This has been a fucking weird show. I've enjoyed every second of it. And we've got a really small goal for tomorrow that I'm very pumped about as well. Oh, yeah, the story about the grandma who died when she got stuck in her sleep number bed. This is so horrific, dude. Check on your grandparents. Do me that favor. Trucker 18-wheeler with 199 says it's wash your sister sauce. Oh, see, I didn't know that's how you pronounce it. Thank you, Trucker. You're up to 31. We got a lot of people cracking that top 4 today. We've now got Gray Duckling at 162. We've got Crunchy at 160. We've got Jeremy at 100. And we have Dina at 50. That's your top 4 for right now. Thank you guys so much for a crazy Monday on Steel Toe. But yeah, this 80-year-old woman died after getting stuck in a sleep number bed for 2 days. Check on your grandparents. The news story even says she suffered the entire time. A horrible thing to say. They're suing Sleep Number, and the lawsuit alleges that Sleep Number and the bed's manufacturer, Leggett & Platt, did not have adequate instructions or cautionary language in the instructions or on the bed, alerting Mrs. Walker not to go between the bed and the wall, or she could be So this 80-year-old lady fell between the bed and the wall, and she got stuck, and she just laid there and died. The bed also didn't have a release mechanism that would have allowed the grandmother to free herself. Now, if you're old enough, if I could play devil's advocate, if you're old enough to where you can't move a bed and it just crushes you to death, maybe it was your time. But a spokesperson for Leggett and Platt spells it out further, saying the suit alleges that a malfunctioning adjustable base purchased in 2014 was a contributing factor in the death of Rosalind Walker. Sleep Number owners, maybe stay out of the space between your mattress and the wall. I mean, anybody who gets between their mattress and the wall can usually shimmy themselves free. And again, if you can't shimmy yourselves free, maybe it's just, it was your time. You know? Maybe it was your time. Chad Buzamok says, I think we need to see you drink it now that we have got this far into the prep. You know what? Maybe that's true. Maybe you guys do deserve. Yeah, you owe it to us to make it live. Well, this will be the first time I've made a bloody from scratch. Like, I've never just used tomato juice as the base and gone for it. All right, fire up the music. I'll go get the stuff. And we'll... Did it? Oh, it's gone already. Hold on. I'm coming. This is wild, man. All this shit I need to make this thing. Okay. I'm going to deviate from the script a little bit. This is, all right. I gotta get, the powder. Oh, the powder. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Nick. How do you fucking, can we just, how fancy-pantsy does this goddamn thing need to be? I just want to take the cocksucking lid off, please. There we go. There we are. Okay. So, here's how Aaron starts a bloody. You take your agave nectar. We take a little bit of the agave. Just put it in a little circle there. That's probably way too much. And then we got our buffalo seasoning, which I've never had before. We got our glass. We get our glass in there. We rub it around on the agave. Nice and Nice and sweet. And then we've got a buffalo seasoning that she's got us. I've never had this before. We'll just stick that in there. Give it a good what for. Oh, there we go. Getting my table all dirty and whatnot. All right, now we're going to throw some ice in there. I've never built a Bloody Mary this way before. And I didn't bring anything to stir it with. Fudge. All right. Now, we're going to throw a little bit of a vodka in there, a little Tito's, if you will. Oof, that powder is getting everywhere. And that looks about right. Now, I didn't bring anything to stir this shit with. Uh-oh. Now we're going to go with our V8. Oh, so healthy. What a healthy boy. All right, there we go. We got our V8 for a little color. Now, I didn't bring any measuring cups or anything, so we're just going to start dumping shit in here. We're going to do a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Oh, shit. All right. A lot of Cajun seasoning. We're going to go with a little dash of paprika. We're going spicy. We're going to go with a little pinch, boom, of paprika. We're going to throw just a tiny little bit of cayenne. Oh, not that kind of cayenne. There we go. A little bit of cayenne in there. Not too fucking much. There we go. A little drop. A little bit of pepper in there. And then we're going to throw some applewood smoked sea salt in there. This is some shit April got. I don't know much about applewood smoked sea salt, but we're going to throw a couple pinches in there. There we go. And this is going to taste like fucking dog shit because I've never done this before. And then a little bit of Worcestershire. There's some Worcestershire. All right. Now I got to go get something to stir this with, and then we're going to get out of here. And now I have made a fucking mess down here making one cocksucking drink. This could be really bad. I didn't measure any of this out. I just went for it. Oh boy. Okay. Our Vikings bloody for game time. Oh wait. Cheers to cheese. None of this is possible without our buddy Cheeseburger Pie. Wow, that's fucking good. That is delicious. I don't know what I put in. I don't know how much of anything I put in there, but that dog will hunt. All right, let's fucking Skol Vikings. There's a little bit of a zip on my tongue, but not too much. That is the perfect amount of spice for a nice Midwestern boy like me. Look at all that powder, though. Happy birthday, Nick. Oh, boy, did I make a mess. Big boy made a mess in his studio. Oh, that is... Cheese, you're the man. Ooh, that's got the perfect amount of kick to it. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's play the fight song and then let's get out of here. Skol Vikings. We're going to kick the shit out of the Bears. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you, Gray Duckling.
Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol